But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Good morning.
Hi, people.
Welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show.
Hello, human beings.
You know what I love about radio?
What do you love about this medium?
I spend a lot of time telling everyone what I hate about radio, but I'll tell you one thing I love about radio.
Ooh.
You go to bed. Wow, by the way, the microphones sound amazing. Did you do something?
Uh-oh.
Did you tweak some shit? Oh, maybe.
Damn, that's a good microphone.
Anyway, you go to bed, you wake up, and all hell breaks loose, and you get to talk about it.
Yeah.
That's what I really do love about radio, right there.
It is good, because when I hopped in the truck and turned the radio on, and I got 1010 Winds on there, the news station, I was like, all right, now we got something.
You know, it's almost like Christmas.
Yeah.
You turn on the radio, and you're like, oh,
Ooh.
what do we got today?
Ooh.
And today we got a doozy.
We got Occupy My Balls.
Occupy Wall Street is pretty much no more in New York City.
It's done.
Zuccotti Park was cleared out in the middle of the night.
1:30 in the morning.
I just tweeted a picture of a very, very clean park.
It's spick and span, as they say.
Wow. I also tweeted the picture of our front page today because yesterday, I guess, man, this woman that decided to hang out just completely naked at Zuccotti Park, like, look, we could do whatever we want.
Yeah, sure.
It's on the front page. A girl completely nude, including the bottom, by the way.
Where's that?
You don't. It's on the front page of the paper.
Wait. On that one?
Yeah.
I got in a little later than usual.
Oh, yeah.
There she is. Holy shit.
Did you just say, where's that?
Yeah, I thought, because I saw Clean It Up with the cop, but it's from this angle, I couldn't see it.
Yeah, the girl is completely naked, and she was just kind of hanging out on the edge of the park with her arms up in the air, and there's a cop in the photo like, you can't do nothing. It's our park.
God.
Little did she know, the NYPD had a big plan that was about to go down.
You gotta love the NYPD, man. They had a plan. They had overwhelming numbers.
Yep.
And they had leadership.
Yes.
And they went in there. It wasn't this willy-nilly fire fucking tear gas and beat people over the heads. They knew exactly what to do. Take the people. They cordoned off little groups of them and escorted them out of the park.
Yes.
And then told them to keep moving. And the second they stopped to try to, regroup somewhere else, they split them up even further, told them to keep moving.
Right.
You got to keep these people moving along, and then they just disperse.
Well,
it's amazing.
They formed a human chain at one point.
Yeah.
The protesters sat down and formed a human chain.
How'd that work out for them?
And they started, chanting, no violence. That's what they want from us.
Violence?
And basically, the mayor saying once again, they're allowed back in, but without tents. And they mean tents, without tents this time.
No sleeping bags.
No sleeping bags. So
they could just come in.
This thing is fucking over.
You know what? The cold weather moving in and no tents. They're just going to be sitting on this rock bench and freezing their fucking balls off.
Wow. But there's the picture I just tweeted. I mean, I've been down there a shitload, and to see this picture, I'm just amazed. It is clean as a whistle.
They were taking a chainsaw to the newly built tent structures.
Was that the tent for the women that were sexually assaulted,
and
or so they don't get sexually assaulted?
Yeah, a first aid tent also, and then they took. Everybody was bitching. I love the people. They were like, they did a sneak attack with no advance notice. Like,
well, that's how they were going to do it.
That's how you do it. When they gave advance notice last time, they had to call it off because the press was there waiting for a confrontation.
That's what the city blew it last time. But you knew they were just going to sit back and wait
it out, and then at 1:30 in the morning, with no notice to anybody, they went in, took all the tents, sleeping bags, everything else, piled it up in a big dumpster, hauled it over to Midtown somewhere, where people were told they could pick up their possessions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they just left. They told everyone, leave your shit and get the fuck out of the park.
Nothing worse than seeing your shit in a pile somewhere.
Big pile of shit. And, they told them that. They told them they could come back, but without the sleeping bags and tents. They tried to regroup in a couple of the other nearby parks, and the cops immediately got to them, dispersed them. They're not giving them a chance to get another foothold again. This thing's over.
When are they allowed to come back?
They didn't tell them when. I think they're just going to open up like the park normally was. But you guarantee there's going to be cops there.
Yeah.
And the second somebody tries to start something again, they're just going to be removed from the park.
As soon as they see someone with a tent.
With anything, they're going to tell them, get out. You're not taking this park over again.
It's kind of a bummer, man. I liked going down there and just checking it out.
It's got to end.
But the word came out yesterday that the mayors across the country were trying to shut it down as a whole.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on in the other cities, but here in New York, which was pretty much the head of the movement, they fucking just cleared them the fuck out overnight.
It just goes to
How long
show
did it take, do you know?
A few hours.
A couple hours?
Yeah, they're still kind of dispersing people. They're walking down Broadway, and they're keeping them moving. They're keeping them off the roads onto the sidewalks, and then trying to get them, like I said, into smaller and smaller groups.
Right.
And then they just disperse them. The NYPD is amazing.
Smart, man.
You got to give them the credit they deserve for being able to break up a group like that without the tear gas and the fires and the violence, because they did it with as much courtesy as they could while you're breaking up a group of people.
What happens to the People's Library?
That's probably thrown in a giant fucking dumpster.
You think that's in the dumpster?
I'm
concerned about the People's Library.
Could only hope it's in a dumpster. They're dumb books. Not even good books.
So what happens now?
Fruit.
What the fuck happens now?
Now, they're getting into smaller groups and brainstorming as to what their next step should be. And I don't see as what they could do, because this was a weird circumstance, because the park itself was a privately owned park.
Right.
And any publicly owned park, the police can just go in immediately and kick them out.
Wow.
They didn't see this coming.
No, they didn't see it coming.
At all.
And the police had a good reason, because they said a lot of the tents were tents within tents. People had illegal heaters in there that were a carbon monoxide threat. People also had candles burning inside these tents, which is a fire hazard. Health hazards were going on with defecation and just having that many people living on top of each other like that spreads
they had
all kinds of
shit. They had
shit.
Zuccotti Lung. Zuccotti Lung was taken over the park, so.
I think it's great. I think, kudos to the NYPD for a job well done.
I don't think it's great. I mean,
I think it's great.
It was fun to go down there, man.
I think it's great.
Check out the drum circle. Check out some freaks.
Ugh, the drum circle.
Have some free Ben and Jerry's ice cream being dished out by a hippie.
Disgusting hippie with ice cream on his arm.
Then, of course, when you felt like it, you go to the People's Library and you do a little reading.
The People's Library.
The Rock came back last night, I heard.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we don't have to talk about it. You talk about that with your wrestling.
Did he smell something?
Oh, yeah.
I bet he did.
Have a little circle over there, and you wrestling guys could talk about that. We got real shit to talk about today, Sam. Real shit.
Zuccotti, the Zuccottis. We're out of Zuccotti. My mother needs to make some new Zuccotti.
We got Cassius. Cassius.
What?
This story is fucking changing by the minute, Ant. Go ahead, Cassius.
Yeah, you guys maybe got to put on public radio or something, but they're already saying that they've already occupied. They're starting to occupy Foley Square.
Yes, that's what I heard, sir. But I also heard that the police are en masse around Foley Square, and they are dispersing that crowd. Also, they're not letting anybody get another foothold.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, they have said that.
Well, how do you know they're occupying Foley Square? Are you there?
No. This was just on public radio just a few minutes ago.
Well,
you can't trust public radio.
Public radio says one thing.
Anyone that has a delivery like that, you should be suspicious of.
I heard John Montone, who was there, and said that that hundreds of police were already coming into the area of Foley Square and telling people to leave.
Where's Foley Square?
Foley? Achwell?
Where the hell is Foley Square?
Foley Square?
Do you know? Up north. It's up by the.
It's close to Zuccotti.
Where is it? Where is it, Cassius?
It's up by the court area, like the Supreme Court area.
Oh, okay. I know about where it is.
Up north.
Sure.
Above City Hall.
Well, what are they going to do without tents?
Freeze their fucking disgusting, dirty balls off.
Not today, though. It's going to be like 70 today.
I know. It's going to be very, very nice.
So.
Well, you know that they've got like right under $250,000 in their like fund from donations.
Yeah, good. Spend it on fucking rent.
Yeah,
rent out some fucking place for a week in Manhattan with that.
If I was the guy whose bank account that was,
I just split. I would just fucking leave.
I would just close my account and then just tiptoe backwards out of the
occupy
New York City
fucking
area.
Atlantis. That's what I would do.
That's right.
Occupy the fucking blackjack table.
That's right.
With that money.
That's fucking right, man.
Occupy fucking
Hey.
Occupy number 36 on the roulette wheel.
Can I use this as the Batman signal today? Fucking
Ooh, Bat signal.
Stuntbrain's been texting me, and he's not writing me back. He asked if we want a guy that was down there when the whole fucking thing was going down. I said
I would
yes.
like to hear first-hand information.
So Stuntbrain's listening. Yes, have the guy call immediately.
What about our intern? People love when he talks about those
That's
Zuccotti
our
Park.
fucking man.
God.
What?
Was he there?
Did he go?
Supposedly he came back.
He's a ghoul, man. He's just a fucking ghoul.
He sucks.
I heard some shit from fucking Dave's party that just like,
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I heard something bad, too.
he's a fucking asshole.
Really?
He really is a fucking asshole.
Yeah, let's.
God.
I don't really need to talk about Matt right now.
I do want to hear if he was down there, though. Was he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Today, when they got busted?
Real Phil Hendry on Twitter writes, truth is, Occupy Wall Street, if it was in a Batman movie,
Yeah.
and they are filming some of the Batman movie
Oh,
down
they
there,
are, yeah.
Batman would beat every last one of their asses, and we'd be cheering.
Batman. That would be great. Watch Batman fucking swing in there and just start beating the fuck out of everybody. Takes his
on the news right now,
Batmobile
they're
and-
tearing the park apart.
Huh?
On the news, they're showing it. They're pulling the tents apart.
Are we
Oh,
in
no,
that
that-
montage of?
I saw.
Are we in outer space? Oh, look, there we are! Yeah, motherfucker!
Oh, I didn't even see that.
What happened?
I wasn't even
Look,
looking at that.
it's a serious ad, and all the logos are floating in space.
Did we-
There we are! I saw us again.
Was it Opie and Anthony or
Yeah,
that
it's an
dumb
Opie
virus
and
thing?
Anthony
Opie and
channel.
Anthony.
All right, thank you.
Motherfucker!
Thank you, Sirius XM.
Bravo! Thank you.
Thank you, Sirius
Thank
XM.
you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sirius XM. Pizza party for everyone.
Nice.
Get rolling on that shit
I would
immediately.
love pizza.
I-
Oh, fuck yeah.
Does anyone have Stuntbrain's fucking phone number? Will you call him? He's not picking up. That's great. He starts this. He's like, hey, you want the guy?
Stuntbrain's got to sleep.
Huh?
Stuntbrain
He
got
was
to
up-
sleep.
He was texting me 10 minutes ago.
That's why he's been up.
Exactly.
He's a newsman now. It's crazy.
So, Zuccotti Park is clean as a whistle.
That's it.
They're
Well,
behind on TV. That's the picture right there.
Yeah.
There is not a fucking tent to be seen, and it looks like they already like swept it up
they
nice. and
power washed it.
They already power washed
Yeah, they
it.
power washed it. They scrubbed down all the benches and took all that shit off of the sidewalks.
Right.
Yeah. They cleaned it up, and now they're not letting people back in there to make another eyesore.
Where are the drums from the drum circle? Because maybe I could pick up a nice bongo.
Unless you took it with you, it is in the fucking pile of shit that they said can be claimed
shit.
somewhere in Midtown.
Shit.
People are gonna have to sort through just a pile of shit.
just
They're not gonna
garbage.
separate all this stuff.
You don't think they're going to separate each sleeping bag and...
Oh god, that gnat
What?
and fucking flea and tick and fucking chinch
Bed,
bug
I bet you there's bed
infested.
bugs, too, right?
I bet there's chiggers in it.
Yeah.
I hate the chiggers.
What are they?
Oh, chiggers?
Yeah.
They're an horrible parasite
From down
that
south.
feeds off of healthy people
Are they?
and just takes. I hate chiggers.
I've heard of them, but I don't think I've ever encountered one.
Oh, they're all over the place.
Are they like bed bugs or no?
No, that's a chigger right there. Look at
yeah.
it.
Little
You
orange-
fucking.
It looks kind of like a tick, a bed bug,
Yes.
and a crab.
It's a parasite.
They're all
It
combined
does
into
nothing
one.
but sucks the blood of the fucking people. You parasite chigger.
Well, what are we gonna do? I want this guy from the Blaze to talk about Occupy Wall Street.
I just talked to Mike. He said that guy's going to call him in about 10 minutes.
All right, that's fair.
Oh,
enough.
you spoke with Mike.
All right, because we're really busy today. Because we got Jason Segel, who's from the Muppets movie, of course. We got Larry King. We got Chaz Bono.
Is he a Muppet?
He's not a Muppet.
What does he do? Is he the producer, director? What did he do?
He stars in the Muppets.
What does he do?
He produces the Muppets. I believe
produces.
he pretty much did everything because no one wanted to touch the Muppets, and Jason said, "I'll take this project."
Is it
on."
it's a reboot, isn't it?
It's a reboot.
It's a Muppet reboot.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a family movie, but I liked it.
I heard there were some pretty funny jokes in there, like adult themed jokes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and
that's always fun one.
And they mock like those typical Hollywood things that movies do.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I thought was really, really smart.
That's good. It's PG. So it's not even a G rating. It's PG.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We are the Muppets.
Hello.
Hello. And these are our biggest fans. Yeah!
You excited for our big trip to L.A.?
There's somebody coming.
Excuse me.
Good grief.
Disney
Just a
presents.
pause for a second.
You guys are so talented.
Jason's brother in the movie, Jason Segel's brother in the movie, is a Muppet character.
Really?
But he's not a Muppet, you see. He grew up very different from everyone else.
Oh.
And then he found people just like him, and that would be the Muppets.
Oh, okay. So it is
his
a
obsession, he had an obsession with the Muppets, and then they finally went to Hollywood to go to the Muppets park or whatever it's called.
Muppet Studios.
And then Muppet Studios, which
Yes.
which we learn is closed because no one gives a fuck about the
No
Muppets,
one cares about
which
the
was pretty
Muppets.
funny.
That is funny.
And then it all comes together, obviously, and that's why you go and see this movie.
Is that his brother there?
Yeah, that's Jason Segel's brother.
That's not a human.
Yeah, I know.
It's a sock.
I know.
So
Yeah.
how is that?
You kind of had to believe in some things.
Oh, did you?
I don't want to believe the Muppets are
You
real.
have to. You have to believe.
Why is E-Rock wearing a red dress?
Fart shoe.
Oh. Oh, okay.
The biggest events in Hollywood history.
The Muppet Spectacular.
That is awesome.
There's just one problem.
I'm gonna shoot straight. You guys aren't famous anymore.
Yeesh. I wish she'd shot a little more curvy. Let's just start at the bottom and work our way back up to the top. Come on, guys, let's go!
Step 1.
Are you one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yes, I am.
Tour the world.
We should travel by map
To Paris!
Step 2. Rehearse the show.
I'm doing a duet with my new dance partner. Hola. Let's try that lift again, shall we?
Hey, the lift again. Okay, on my count this time, okay? In 3, 2, ready!
Step
worth doing?
Final.
I don't know.
I believe in you and you and
I
you
wasn't,
and
I wasn't
well,
sure.
all of you. Aww.
I'm
And
not
now
either.
singing chickens.
I'm not sure either.
Yeah, I
Doesn't
mean,
look bad.
huh?
This is not my style of movie, but it actually looks all right.
I saw
okay.
it. I saw it yesterday. It's definitely all right, man.
Yeah.
It's definitely all right.
I think it's like you said, it's going to do like amazingly well.
Yeah.
In the
Think
box
so?
office. Yeah.
And you know, Jack Black's in the movie, so what happened?
As what?
Oh.
What happened, guys?
What's he doing?
Hey, guys, what happened? Guys, what happened? But I like the movie.
What's
Guys,
he doing in it?
Is he making wacky eyebrows and over the top talking?
Guys, what happened? We're discussing the Muppets.
And all of a sudden, it turned. Jack Black.
They need a celebrity host for their telethon.
Oh,
It's a small part.
And they kidnapped Jack Black. He's in the whole second reel, as they like to say in the biz.
boy.
He's in the second reel.
Oh, why wouldn't he be? He's terrific.
The best part of the Muppets, I really did enjoy the movie, and Jason Segel will be in here.
yeah.
There is a whistling scene in this movie, and the show's obsession with Steve the Whistler. I'm
Steve the
thinking,
Whistler.
holy fuck, he finally got called
Oh, you
by
thought it was
Hollywood.
him?
So I never sit through credits ever. And unless he changed his fucking name or he has another name out there, they did not use Steve the Whistler for the big whistling scene.
Well, contrary to popular belief, there are other whistlers out there.
Steve the Whistler was the grand champion, if you remember.
He's cream of the crop of the whistlers.
Yeah, he's won international competitions, Anthony.
I can't whistle. I've always wanted to.
That's from The Odd Couple.
When was the last time? When was the last time we played Steve the Whistler? Can we play it again today?
Tragic.
Please, can we?
How do you
Can't
do
whistle.
it?
We
How do you
can't?
do it?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Can you whistle?
I can't whistle.
Dude, my whole life it's been the bane of my existence. I can't fucking whistle.
Wow.
I don't know what to do.
That's it. Can't do it.
Was I doing it?
No, you're just going,
How do you? Why am I just blowing air?
who's air?
I was in that room. I
But,
fucking stink.
This was an over-the-top whistling scene. I'm like, it has to be Steve the Whistler.
Yeah.
It has to be. And I don't think it was. So, hey, we got Buck Sexton on the line. Buck Sexton.
Wow, that's a
Buck
porno
Angel?
name.
Buck, you're a contributor for theblaze.com, right?
That is correct.
And you know Stunt Brain, so I apologize for that.
He's awesome.
No,
He
we,
is the awesomest.
we like the Stunt Brain. You were down there?
I was indeed, yeah. I got down there. I was on my couch. I was actually researching all this sort of crazy Marxist end the world community organizer stuff, and I looked over and there was a tweet, and it was like calling all cars for the the far left, like we're under attack. And I went down there to check it out.
Under attack.
What time was this at, sir?
I got down there around 1:45. I think they started the arrest around 1, so I was about a half hour, 45 minutes after they started. They walked through and they handed out flyers. This is what people told me when I got down there. The very, very angry protesters.
I bet.
They handed out flyers that said, get out or you're going downtown. Well, further downtown, whatever. And they didn't go, so they started a series of arrests, and then some other guys who weren't arrested were sort of gathering around, and they looked like a bunch of kids who couldn't find their parents in the mall.
That's great.
We can't stay here. Like I thought Mayor Bloomberg said it was okay. Well, apparently not. So there was some of that, and then they tried to rally in a few different points, and the cops were just kind of a step ahead of them the whole way.
Yeah, I heard the delusional fucking. They're so delusional, thinking that hey, this isn't fair.
Mm-hmm.
No fair. It's you're an idiot.
You had to know that the NYPD had something up their sleeve. I heard that they sat down at one point and formed a human chain. Were you down there for that?
Yeah, they were talking about it. What ended up happening was at one point, sort of the whole cluster of the guys left behind that weren't picked up. They were discussing, what are we going to do next? And they said, well, we're going to form. Well, first we have to break up because there's police informants among us or whatever. That's what
informants.
And, yeah, I was looking around. I was like, I don't think so. But it's not really necessary when there are 400 police circling you.
Yeah, you don't need them incognito.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, they basically said, we're going to break up into these direct action working groups or whatever they call it, little committees. And the little committee that I sort of walked off and was just listening to, they're like, we're going to form a human chain and we're going to go right at the police. And then there was one guy, maybe he just kind of thought this through a little better than the rest. He's like, I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah, no shit.
And so they backed up. I think one of the groups did try that. And there certainly was at one point on one of the corners, they were just yelling all this stuff at the cops, and then a few of them ended up, getting face planted on the squad car and screaming about how they didn't do anything. And,
I didn't do anything.
Some of these guys, I saw them, 10 minutes before, an hour before, whatever it was, screaming. Just all kinds of crazy profanity and what they want to do to the cops and their family. It was just crazy. Brother. And then when they finally, they're in the street. They've been told not to get in the street. It's disorderly, whatever. They get the flex cuffs thrown on them, and they start complaining and saying it's so unfair.
Unbelievable, unfair.
But describe the whole scene. Did they have trucks down there, and they were throwing everything, all the tents and the People's Library into the trucks, or how did they do it? Because I just saw a picture where this park is spotless now.
Yeah, what they did is they. By the time I got there, they had already cordoned off the park, so I couldn't get to the park. They were and so all the remaining sort of protesters were about a block away, and there were groups of, NYPD with SWAT gear on at each intersection, essentially, around Zuccotti. So you couldn't even you literally couldn't get closer than a block to it.
Yeah, they were very organized.
Yeah, and so they had all kinds of trucks and ESU gear and everything. Everything was down there.
How many cops were there?
If I had to guess,
hundreds, right?
Yeah, I was going to say 150, maybe 200.
Yeah, they said about 200 cops. Yeah.
So they're all over the place. It was kind of funny too to see the the occupiers were like, everybody, go to Broadway. And it's I think they've got Broadway covered, guys.
Yeah.
We kept sort of walking back and forth, we're going to sneak around them. It's well, it's a park. There are 4 corners, and they have all 4 corners covered. So I don't think we're going to, fool them. But anyway.
Wow, they got to be just bummed out today, man. They really thought that was their park.
I think so.
They dug in pretty good too.
Oh man, I saw the medical tent. It looked like something out of MASH. It was a serious. It looked like it was like the big green military tent.
Right, with the big red cross on it.
How could they think that was going to go on for long? How could you think you were just going to build tents in Lower Manhattan and get away with it?
Watching some arrests on TV. That's a good one.
I think maybe at some point they decided that if they just sort of kept going this way, maybe they could force sort of the end conclude. They could force that last apocalyptic, fighting against the Manteam on their own terms.
Guess that didn't pan out.
Didn't pan out. No, the NYPD decided that it was going to go down on their terms. And,
Hey, hey, Buck, you've been following this very closely. What happens now? What happens to the movement now with this going down?
BD, hey, Buck.
Well, here's the thing. They were planning, and I think it honestly played a pretty big role. I mean, it was this, and also, of course, all the sort of like sexual assaults and the lice and the Zuccotti lung and all that crap that's been going on down there. But they also said that they were going to have this 2-month commemoration of their occupation down on Thursday. They were going to shut down Wall Street. That was which I didn't really understand what that meant because they can't even get to Wall Street because obviously it's been closed off.
Right.
But they were planning to mess with the subway system. Jam up the subway system. Probably just link arms, human chain, whatever. Have people lie down on the steps. I mean, there's 1,000 stupid ways to do this.
Yeah. So people that want to go to work are inconvenienced by these bums.
Yeah, but
you can imagine how much that would slow up. I mean, if you just did that in 4 or 5 major stations downtown, I mean, it would just be complete gridlock. So,
yeah.
But in terms of going forward after that, I mean, they're already talking. I mean, they were talking tonight about are they going to move to they said Union Square, and I was like, I don't know if that's going to work out for you guys. They're talking about Tompkins Square Park, which it's a slightly more friendly audience that way. But
a lot of them are just kind of walking around now, right? They have nowhere to go.
They have nowhere to go. It's kind of like kicking an anthill.
Yeah.
They're all over the place now trying to figure out, do we rebuild this thing somewhere else?
It's a long way from Hampshire College, man. Yeah.
And honestly, at the end, the NYPD is not going to allow any other park to be occupied now that they made their move.
No, especially not a public park. This was a private park, so they had a little bit of an issue going in there and kicking the people out. But if they want to go into a public city park, then they have no leg to stand on. The cops will go in and take them out immediately.
Well, let's not forget they're allowed to go back, but obviously without anything.
Yeah, it's going to be good to sit there shivering on a bench.
Right. So, I mean, it really ends the movement down at Zuccotti Park.
I mean, they had planned last week, and they were planning this on Veterans Day, which also gives you, a sense of their sensibilities. They were going to do this, Flower Child Revival Festival in Central Park.
Groovy.
And then there was talk about occupying Central Park, but that totally faded away because I think whoever their sort of liaison is or whoever the department officer is that deals with them, he came through and said that, this is not happening.
Yeah, you will be arrested.
But that's what a real protest is. You don't wait for permission. If you guys have balls and you're going to protest, you go take over Central Park and fucking make them take it back from you.
This city would never allow them to take over Central Park.
That's what you got to try.
They wouldn't even allow them to take a part of it.
But that's just it. They would have had to have tried and gotten their heads bashed in and started some shit, whatever. But it just goes to show you they really were all talk. These guys
moved down to Foley Square when they couldn't do the Central Park thing, and I talked to a few. There were a few definitely aging hippies. I mean, guys that they were psyched that this is their chance for the revival, and all they could talk about was what a bunch of wimps all the other protesters are for not getting arrested in Central Park. It was pretty funny.
I can't be arrested. What do my parents say?
Good job, Buck. What do we got? You're on the Blaze today?
Yep.
TheBlaze.com. You got an article on there?
It's about to go up, yeah.
And what's your Twitter for the people that want more?
Buck Sexton.
Buck Sexton.
And Buck Sexton with 2 girls.
All right, you guys, anything else for Buck? I think we
that was pretty good.
It is funny that the news, by the way, is showing it like it's still happening. This way you just keep watching. Instead of showing that the park has been cleaned up.
It's cleaned up.
They're showing it like it's happening right now.
Like the arrests are going down.
Yeah, like they're still going down.
Yeah.
No, not really at this point. So what's this, Sam?
This is Foley Square. Michael Moore just tweeted it 10 seconds ago.
Oh, what did Michael Moore say? What's he doing?
Did he tweet this from his big lakefront mansion?
Yeah. Why don't you invite them all to your mansion and your fucking property and your lake?
I think you got plenty of property there for these people to hang out for the winter.
It's like Woodstock up there.
Hey, Buck, what do you think of Michael Moore?
Not a fan of his movies, not a fan of his politics.
Yeah, he's such an opportunistic shithead. He sees his core audience here who are like suckling on his big fucking man teat for his books and his fucking movies and everything else, his website. He sees a built-in audience. He loves this shit.
Yeah, what has he given to the movement except his voice?
Yeah, I don't know, man. He's been showing up there. He's been getting a lot of photo ops with him.
Oh, yeah. Evading questions about his wealth.
But I think it's pretty rough when you got these big-time celebrities going down there that you know absolutely are part of the 1%. And what are they saying to the protesters? My voice is what I'm giving you?
I'm with you.
Who gives a fuck?
We are the 99% of the 1%.
Right. I think massive donations should be made if you're one of those big-time celebrities that is part of the 1%.
Especially asking for other people's money, like not just attacking the guys that took the giant payouts, but just going after people who have a lot of money. It's like, you have a lot of money.
Unbelievable. All right, so he tweeted a picture of Foley Park. Where is Foley Park, Buck?
Foley Park is basically right next to, it's sort of like across from City Hall, really close to One Police Plaza, actually, and it's, where a bunch of sort of the big marches have gathered. I was actually down there tonight after they'd all gotten kicked out, and they were having a General Assembly, and, the consensus from the General Assembly was, oh, gosh, what do we do now? It was really like, it wasn't a Churchill moment for these guys.
Why weren't they prepared for this? They had to have known the city and the NYPD was going to, try this eventually.
Yeah. They didn't have a contingency plan.
They had no plan.
No plan.
No plan. No, I think we'll see. I mean, they have a lot of help from different unions and community organizers and other groups that might be able to come in and try to. I don't know if they would give them a place to stay. I don't know what they would do exactly, but they'll try to find something. They're definitely gonna come up with a way to make things difficult. I mean, otherwise, it'll just seem like the movement has lost all the wind in the sails.
And I think this is going down in every city now, too? Or I heard the mayors were getting together to try to end it, together.
Yeah, they've been cracking down pretty much across the country on this. I think in part, once all the stuff about the sexual assaults came out, then public opinion was like, this is just gross. I mean, and then the people at that point who aren't going to support you, well, you really don't even care that much about their opinion anyway. I mean, if you don't have a problem with the stuff you've been hearing about recently, you're not going to have a problem with anything these guys do.
Right.
You'll be standing there with them throwing Molotov cocktails, calling yourself La Resistance.
Right on. All right, Buck. We'll let you go.
Buck Sexton and Occupy Her Ass.
You do have that porno name, Buck.
That is such a porno name. It's great.
Gentlemen, thanks for having me on.
Thank you, man. He wants to keep his career going.
Right,
TheBlaze.com. He's got an article going up right now on what he saw overnight. Thanks, Buck.
All
right.
Buck Sexton and blaze a trail up her ass.
He's doing well, too, because he was Nickel Sexton, and he's really better.
He's up to Buck. Fuck, there you go. That's some breaking news right there, people.
Yeah.
Occupy Wall Street movement in New York City is in a bad place, if not over.
I'm looking at Michael Moore's pictures, some of them.
Yeah.
He's wording these things in a way that is so inaccurate.
All right, what is he saying here?
Police pushing people, and meanwhile they're just kind of corralling them. And what was some of the other ones? It's like I saw it's like the anti-terrorism unit was there. Yeah, NYPD counterterrorism unit sent in. Unfucking believable when the terrorists are Goldman Sachs. How about they needed officers down there, and that's what you do. The counterterrorism cops are normally just cops. They're cops who, when there's some kind of terrorism going on, it's like SWAT. Mm-hmm. SWAT teams are just cops. Every day they're just cops, and then when something happens, they get together and they be SWAT.
You just ruined something for me.
Really?
I never knew that. Like, I knew that they were real
just
cops.
Hung out like SWAT?
Yes! I thought they were like, where's the SWAT guys? They're just having coffee waiting for SWAT-like things.
Waiting. All right, we got a fucking situation.
I didn't know that they were just like regular guys. Like...
Guys, I got an update on the...
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There they are, sitting around. Oh, boy, what are we doing? We're just sitting around playing cards, drinking some coffee, talking about shit that we've dealt with in the past. Hey, remember that fucking guy holding that hostage in that building? You went in there? Oh, shit! Something's going down! Get to the SWAT van! You thought that's how it was?
I thought all they did was like, what are you going to do? I'm going to repel until 10. Call me.
No,
I'm busy repelling.
They're
just practice their repelling.
Practice repelling down the bank's face.
For cell phone use in
I
a
didn't
car.
know that.
I didn't know that either. I didn't know
Yeah.
they wore a couple different hats.
Stop breaking my heart.
They're just cops that trained in special weapons
They're not.
and
They
tactics.
don't even have faces. They really are just helmets.
I thought they were in a lair waiting for action.
A lair.
Didn't you think they were always
Yes.
they always had like fucking giant vests?
Of course.
And
Full
machine
automatic
guns.
weapons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just bored half the time, just
That's
waiting
hilarious.
and
I didn't know
waiting
they were
and
like-
waiting for a situation.
They're like hall monitors in school. Like they're just regular students and get a hall monitor thing. What the fuck? God, I want to be a SWAT guy.
More
wouldn't?
importantly, I got an update on the People's Library, Anthony.
What happened to the
Because
People's
I've been very concerned about the People's Library, which I've seen down there every time I've gone. If you follow Occupy Wall Street and Street is ST, you get a lot of great tweets coming in.
Oh.
The 5,000 books of the People's Library
burnt like Hitler
have been thrown in the trash.
Books. Who needs them?
They didn't even save the books.
They should have burnt them in a big pile.
Right in front of them?
Yeah. And then in the light of the flames, have speeches.
Yeah.
Fascist speeches about the Jews.
I think we should break early today because we got Jason Segel at 7:45, Larry King at 8:10, Chaz Bono at 9:15, and we got to talk about Herman Cain. We got to talk about Sandusky and that creepy interview that Bob Costas did last night. We got
what
the
a
highlights.
ghoul.
He's going on the defensive, which
Yeah, good move.
Kind of like
You
It's
have
not-
to.
It's not helping him. Did you hear this interview?
I did not.
Wait till you hear these clips, Jimmy.
Is it not?
He
I've
should have
read the
just
quotes.
kept his mouth shut.
Put it this way, he's ripping off Uncle Paul by trying to defend himself.
Oh, okay. Is he
Wait
making
till
it
you hear
worse?
these clips. I think he's making it way the fuck worse.
Little bit.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then Bob Costas, I hope people picked up on his creepy blinking as the interview was going down. Bob Costas was just blinking uncontrollably.
It was by phone, right? He interviewed him?
So he had to just stare at the at the camera when they do those phone interviews, and Bob Costas can't keep himself from blinking uncontrollably.
Opie, Whoopty here is saying Chaz Bono is going to be awkward.
I disagree.
I disagree, too.
I
Why?
saw Chaz's show.
I don't
saw
know.
the
There's no
clips.
rhyme or reason. It's just a listener adding in their 2 cents.
I think Chaz will be fun.
I mean, my whole point will be very easy. I don't get this shit. I'm not going to say it that way, and maybe she'll explain it, or he, or whatever. That's where I'm at. Maybe we learned something today.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be awkward at all. Actually,
no.
I saw. A clip
It's not my goal to attack her. I don't understand this world whatsoever. So
Him.
What?
Him.
Will she get mad if we say she?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I saw Sharon interview say she by mistake.
Well, that's mommy.
Well, you know what? If
For everyone else.
But that goes with the whole I don't get it thing. And maybe she opens our eyes today. I don't know.
He.
She. He.
Chaz and I will
What?
explain it to you.
Yeah.
Is it Chaz still?
Yeah.
Or is it Chuck?
It's Chaz. It went from chastity to Chaz.
No, let's call Chuck, right?
Chaz.
Chuck's a manly name.
is
Let's call her
Chaz.
Chuck Bono.
It's Chaz.
Chuck, right?
No, Chaz. I think he likes Chaz.
Mr. Bono.
Oh, thank you,
Mr. Bono.
Mr. Bono.
Mr. Bono.
The clips of the show I saw were actually good. It was we did. I thought we had the whole episode. It was like these 1 minute clips, which give you like 10 different moments in the show. But it was actually really interesting. I was fucking annoyed I didn't have the whole show.
I want to ask her about her girlfriend.
Oh man, yeah, the drinker.
That we met on Celebrity Fit Club. If you watched that show back in the day.
Was she on that? This one now, or the old an old? She had one that died.
What?
She had a girlfriend that died.
No, this is I think it's the current girlfriend that we saw for the first time on Celebrity Fit Club, and I believe she's still with Chaz, and I want to know about that too, man, because that woman, wanted to be in a lesbian relationship. Now she's in a heterosexual relationship. This thing is really
is odd,
confusing.
Dude, I'm watching the clip and I'm watching them kiss, and I'm like, as a lesbian, isn't it weird to kiss? Like the breasts are gone, and with the beard, it's like that's like not what you signed on for.
It's a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's his chick? Well,
Yeah.
is that a current? Yeah, that's her then.
Not bad.
Then Chaz, whatever, stayed with her, or she stayed with him.
Nice alabaster skin.
Yeah, that's the same
Very
girl that's
attractive.
been around for a while.
Yes.
So Yeah, I don't think it's going to be awkward. I hope she's open because... What? He. You know, because maybe we learn. I don't know. Maybe it's time to learn something.
What? On this show?
Maybe it's just time to learn.
Impossible.
And Herman Cain, you do have that clip today, right, Sam?
I think Herman
Cain is officially over.
That was one of the last nails in that
Oh,
coffin.
I didn't hear it.
Oh God,
what
he
a
is
dolt.
just a
Really?
dolt.
Did I fucking miss it again?
I saw clips of him throughout the past few months where he was talking about things, nuclear and just mispronouncing stuff and just sounding generally like an idiot.
He was barely holding on, and then
barely.
What he said yesterday, it's over for him now. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
over for Perry already. It's over for Herman Cain. And now you got this Newt Gingrich rising to the top, which is crazy talk.
Rising to the top. Yeah, Herman Cain was asked about Obama and his opinion on Obama's handling of Libya.
Could you get that, Sam, because we're doing it now,
He froze up. Oh, I'm just going to...
No, it's fine. I don't
take
care.
a break and come back with it.
Let's do it.
But he froze up like you talking about ones and zeros.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And then he's trying to say that he was gathering his thoughts, but no one is going to believe that one.
If he looks like that, gathering his thoughts, I
Yeah.
hope we don't have a fucking
my God.
problem if he was in the White House, because as he's sitting there gathering his thoughts, missiles would be coming over the polls.
So it's Herman Cain stumbles on Libya questions.
Before we play that, it's funny, we always and I'm kind of caught on this too, like when politicians fuck up, we're always like, why don't they just admit it? But then Rick Perry really did just go, oops, I fucked up.
Oops.
It happens. He knew what he was saying, even though I think he's a dick.
Right.
But it's like when they do that, it really does look bad. Like I say they should be honest, but when they're honest, it's like, fuck you and your honesty.
Because it looks bad either way.
Yeah.
For some reason, we want our politicians perfect. We want these perfect people, and it's something that no one could ever be.
But if you think of past presidents, they didn't make mistakes like that.
They cover them
basic questions.
Yeah.
George W. Bush never fucked up a basic question like that.
No, he didn't.
There are tricks, by the way, to get
Clinton never did. Fucking Reagan never did.
Yes.
Obama never did, as far as basic government questions, the structure of government goes.
I know a guy who's written speeches.
Sorry. Yeah, it's okay.
I've written speeches for Bush and Obama, and he said the way to do it is they teach you to get everything back to the one of three things that you want to talk about. It's an art form to take any fucking question. That's why it's annoying when they
never answer the fucking question.
That's why they're always like, all right, I don't want to hear that. But that's how they avoid looking stupid, is they get it back to something they can discuss.
We see that happen on this dumb show with celebrities. We're like, wait, what? We're talking about your movie again? And we were asking about that
Exactly.
thing.
We're asking about those child rape charges. What happened?
How'd you get it back to the movie?
We see it done here. Gets back to racism, AIDS, and what else?
Kid touching.
Fat Eric.
Fat Iraq.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's a subject. I don't go for it.
Oh, boy, he didn't look happy about
But
that.
he knew what I meant.
Oh, boy.
Iraq, you don't think you're fatter than Chaz, right?
No.
All right, good.
Iraq is the hippopotam.
Feminine.
Hippopotam.
You want the Herman Cain now?
Yes, definitely. I want to hear what he said. I didn't see this.
It's long.
It's good, though.
It's good.
Yeah. Fine.
Sam's making believe he saw this before.
I did. I watched it before.
You didn't, Sam.
You didn't see it.
You don't even know who that
How did I
is.
find it?
You
You thought Herman Cain.
were too busy dreaming about The Rock coming back last night.
Mick Foley did, too.
The Rock says.
All right, now I need to know, but not right now.
Okay.
Because we love Mick Foley. He's a friend of the show.
You bet he is.
The Rock is sort of a friend.
Oh, by the way, I got a text last night. Before I forget, it was yesterday from my ex-girlfriend, who's still a friend of mine.
Oh, boy.
OMG, I just found out Herman Cain is black. And I wrote, Jesus, really? And she wrote, yes. I was just reading articles about him for months, but none had a picture. Makes me believe he did harass those women, though. Made me laugh.
She's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, hit this thing.
That's nice music from Herman Cain.
Oh, boy.
Stupid
Don't
ads.
you love the ads?
And how long was the ad?
That's
Okay,
right.
here you go, here you go.
President Obama on Libya or not?
Okay, Libya.
I know Libya. I grabbed for it. I don't know Libya.
President Obama
What's he doing?
supported the uprising, correct? President Obama called for the removal of
Told you, Jimmy.
Gaddafi. Just want to make sure we're talking
Pause.
about
Oh, my God.
He is trying to get the answer through asking that question. He is completely lost.
Idea.
He is fucking.
He's looking for help.
He completely
just blew it. It's
fucked up. Yeah.
Go back to making pizzas. It's over.
His whole thing was about the economy and you know, taxes and that shit. And as far as you know, that whole thing of dealing with other nations,
it's kind of important to the job.
He has no fucking clue. Not even no clue like other people have no clue, but you have a general idea. He has no fucking clue.
He was asking him to help him.
Yes.
He was going support. I just want to make sure we're talking about the same thing.
The same thing. In other words, I just want to make sure we're talking about the thing.
Yeah,
not
that's
the same thing. Am I right here?
That's like going to a psychic, and the psychic's like, "You're married."
Yeah,
you're married.
Yeah.
Huh?
Was there a person in your
exactly
life
that type of shit?
Right. Start with an A.
Right.
Or
fishing around, hoping
B?
that you're going to help. That's exactly what he's doing here. He's lost.
By the way, Obama has turned into the Michael Corleone of fucking foreign policy. And no one thought he would be as tough as he is. He's taking care of all fucking Gaddafi, Awalaki, Bin Laden. He is fucking really cleaning house in the Middle East.
All family business.
Yeah.
Gets settled.
He certainly is.
All right, well.
Although Iran, he doesn't quite know what to do about that.
Maybe not yet, but nobody does. Bush didn't either.
I think Israel will take care of that.
Yeah,
thing
I don't think we should touch Iran. That should be Israel's
airstrikes.
Yes, of course.
Right. Yeah. Let's get back to the Herman Cain.
President Obama called for the removal of Gaddafi. Just want to make sure we're talking about the same thing before I say, yes, I agreed. I know I didn't agree. I do not agree with the way he handled it for the following reason. No, that's a different one.
What? A different what? He's fidgeting in his chair?
I got to go back and see.
Oh, gosh. This is bad.
Got all this stuff twirling around in my head.
Do you? Why don't you grab a vagina?
Specifically, what are you asking me? Did I agree or not disagree with?
Oh, my God. I was asking if you agreed. Craig was asking me about the Bush foreign policy, so I was taking a specific example from the Obama administration that was controversial within his own administration on what he should have done and not done.
I would send pieces over to Libya.
You know, it's an issue that's come up since you've been running for office, and I was wondering
Indubitably.
Here's what I would have. I would have done a better job of determining who the opposition is. And I'm sure
who am that opposition?
People had some of that information. Based upon who made up that opposition.
Okay, he is
based on who made up that opposition. Might have.
Pause that real. He's bullshitting his way through an essay. He's using a lot of words
that mean nothing.
And instead of writing couldn't, you write could not because it's one more word in the essay.
Yes,
he's caught. And that's a very fair question. That's not a bad question. Why couldn't you say you agree with him? You know what? Yeah, I think the president did a good job there.
That's the meat of it right there.
We thought it was going to be a ground problem, and it wasn't. And I didn't think he would do a good job, and he did.
Or just say, I disagree with him, because why should we go in and support a revolution in this country when other countries like Syria are doing the same thing, and we're not backing them?
Or Iran,
what's the criteria for American involvement in these revolutions?
Right. But he doesn't know what's going on.
I know pizza crust. I know tomato sauce. I know cheese.
Right. And the rest of
I know pepperoni.
Huh? The rest of the clip really is them trying to get him to firm up his answer, and him saying, no, I wasn't saying that. I was saying what?
The vagary, because he absolutely has no idea about the situation.
I was saying you get free cheesy bread with every large pie from Godfather Pizza.
I think they're both really bad, what Perry did and what Cain did, but this obviously is way worse. This is like, you cannot be the president of this country.
Dude, Perry had a brain fart, I hate to say that, but like one of those dumb things that happens when you're just on the spot. But to be in a little room with one guy and fuck this up, especially when you can recover.
Oh, yeah.
There's no one yelling at you. He just is like, wait a minute now, and then he just fucked up again.
And his body language says a lot, too. He doesn't have control of the situation. He's fidgeting and all sorts of shit. He knows he's in the middle of something that he doesn't know anything about. We should take a break, because this show's going to get extremely busy.
Yes.
We got Chuck Bono coming in at
9:15.
Chaz.
Larry King at 8:10, and Jason Segel, the star, the producer. I think he pretty much did everything, the writer of the Muppets. He's been working on this project for years, if you remember. We talked to him about 3 years ago, and he was already working on this damn
No
thing.
way, Jose.
Fuck yeah. And you know what? As far as a family movie goes, right on. It's going to do...
Manson family.
It's gonna do ridiculous numbers, I do believe. Sandusky next. Holy fuck. Wait to hear some of the clips from the interview he did with Bob Costas.
I buy it. Let him go.
Holy fuck. Wait till you hear this shit.
I buy it.
He didn't do nothing wrong.
Oh, Uncle Paul.
Thanks for calling the Opie and Anthony FU line. Here's the latest batch of FUs.
Fuck you! To the guy who said he had a chick with double D tits and dick-sucking lips, she's a fatty! Fuck you! Fuck you!
I'd like to give a big fuck you out to my fucking balls. I decided to get the flu. Fucking, my balls are like saltwater taffy, and they're sticking to everything, and they're fucking annoying. Hey, fuck you, balls.
Fuck you! This fuck to you goes out to my ex-girlfriend. You leave me for a short guy that is married? Well, now I am doing your 22-year-old niece. She tastes so sweet. Fuck you! This FU goes out to all the primetime Sam Roberts haters. Fuck you! Sam's the shit. Fuck you, haters. Fuck you! This fuck you goes out to my stupid boss. Your secretary was out sick today, so you made me be your secretary. But I spent my day answering your phone calls and making sure you had a hot cup of coffee. Because God forbid you actually do something for your fucking self. You suck. You make me sick. You fucking God. Fuck you! This FU goes out to intern Matt, you big piece of shit. Get a fucking job, you fucking loser. Fuck you. Fuck you! Fuck you, Jamie, you ass. I want to stab your throat. Goddamn anti-songs all day, Norton. All day in my head. It's dysphoric. Fuck you, Jim Norton. Fuck you! I just want to say fuck you to everybody. Go fuck your mother. I hate you all. Every one of you. Go fuck yourself. And your mom and your dad. I fucking hate everybody. Fuck you, everyone. Go fuck your mother. Fuck you!
Yeah, fuck you, Bobo, because now my husband, I talk about football, his penis goes down. I talk about sex, it goes back up. What the hell? Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Call the Opie and Anthony FU line. 866-FU, line 1. That's 866-FU, line 1.
And now, another bedtime story with Jim Breuer.
Lars gives a call. God, this is like 98, something like that, 99 maybe. And he goes,
Dude, what are you doing tonight?
I said, I'm playing down the village.
Let's fucking hang out, and I'm going to meet up with some friends. It's going to be great.
On the way over, we cabbed it, and some kid from NYU left his knapsack with all his books and notebooks. And so, you know what? I'll be a nice guy. How cool is be? Guy from Saturday Live is going to send him back his books. And, well, this is a thorn in Lars's ass from the minute I get it. From the minute I get it, he's like, dude, what are you doing with the fucking nap? You really it's ridiculous. You look like a fag walking around with this fucking knapsack. So I'm walking around with this thing. I said, I'm going to give it back. Why does the knapsack bother you? It's fucking stupid. Fuck that guy. He's irresponsible. Fuck him. It'll teach him a lesson. He tears the knapsack off my back. I said, what are you doing? He tosses it across the street, hits some chick in the leg, and it opens up, and the bags go all over. And he's walking down the village going like this. There's your fucking knapsack, huh? Are we hanging? Fuck the knapsack, huh? Huh? I'm like, Lars, what are you doing? Chill out. And he keeps getting in my face. Are we hanging or what? I went, I don't know if I can live up to this. I talk a great game, but I don't know if I can live up to this status.
Stay tuned for more bedtime stories with Jim Breuer.
winds are changing. We played some games. The more things change, the more things stay the same. We're a little bit older, but we're much wiser. We're back. We're better than ever. We're back. We're back. Together forever. We're back. We're back. We're better than ever. We're back. We're back. Together forever. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back.
Sirius XM. The Opie and Anthony Show.
Yes.
Well,
you want to get topical with the sex man, or you want to do it ourselves?
I'm thinking because I hear Jimmy doing "We're Back" and "Better Than Ever," and then I'm hearing
right into
Van
some
Halen.
Van Halen.
That I'm thinking maybe the sex man has a little something for us this morning.
I'm going to guess it's a 2 for Tuesday type of thing.
Yeah?
Yeah, because he just played 2 Van Halen songs.
He did.
Let's find out.
Get in topical.
Hold up, wait a minute.
With the Sex Man.
Good morning.
Hi, Sex
Hi,
Man.
Sex Man.
Hi, guys.
Are you looking forward to the Chuck Bono interview?
Yeah, I think
Chaz.
he'll do good. Chaz.
What time is she going to be here?
Yeah.
9, I think.
9?
9.
9?
In the alley of 9.
What do you got?
Sex Man, what is the deal with Van Halen?
Well, guys, Van Halen signed to Interscope Records for their first new album in 13 years.
They're back. What's it going to be called? Irrelevant?
That's terrific.
Who gives a shit?
Who's going to be singing?
That I don't know.
That's a
I think
good
it's
question.
David Lee. I think I do know.
DLR?
I think it's David Lee.
Yeah?
DLR is going to be at the helm again. I think they're getting along. I think they're getting along. They have to get along. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
It's the only way this band's going to work now is to get everyone back
cash.
together. What about, what's his name there? The guy that hangs with Hager, who left the band.
Michael Anthony.
Michael Anthony. Is he back and better than ever?
Or is he playing with Sammy Hagar and the Wabos? Shut up. Enough with Wabo. Cabo Wabo.
But Sammy Hagar
Bunch
likes
of move
us.
there.
We got to learn from Hollywood. We can't beat everyone up.
Sammy's 75.
But he likes us.
No, he doesn't. Didn't come on the show. He's supposed to come on. What?
Oh, well, because we want him to play, I guess. You're right.
Fuck Sammy and his greatest American hero hair.
All right, fair enough. Fuck him and his wabos. If he didn't do our show, then fuck him. Hey, Sandusky, we got to get right into this because we got a very busy show today.
Oh.
Sandusky decided it would be really smart to do an interview with Bob Costas.
Bob Costas, he sat down, and what was he gunning for here? What do you think he was trying to do with this interview?
Well, he realizes that everyone thinks he's a big piece of shit.
A pedophile.
He's like the most hated guy in the country.
What is this picture that just popped up?
It's never good when you're surrounded by children and their eyes have those black bars over them. Yeah.
That means those kids are either dead or have been touched funny.
Yeah, it's my Christmas card. All the boys touching my shoulders.
Yeah.
What's that picture? A little Christmas gathering at his house?
Yeah, a little gathering.
Isn't he married, this guy? Where's
nice.
his wife during this whole fucking thing?
Oh,
Anyone?
Boy.
Dude, that's the horrible part is he's married. He has 6 adopted kids. Like, he has to tell his family. Like, that's why these guys have to go on the denial trail if they did it.
Right.
It was like fucking, what's the guy who was tapping the foot, Larry Craig? My opinion of him is that I think he's an absolute homosexual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think that he's just caught in a place where he can't admit it because his wife probably said to him,
right.
Is that true? No, you kidding?
Right. Yeah. Well, Sandusky didn't help his cause when he talked to Bob Costas last night.
No.
Some kind of new show that Brian Williams is doing. What is it?
Yeah, it's called Meet the Pedo.
Meet the Pedo.
Rock Center is the name of the program.
What is it called?
Rock Center.
Oh, am I wrong?
With
Rock
The Rock?
Center.
I wish it was with The Rock.
The Rock Center!
That would be the best show ever.
Oh.
Is cooking.
Fuck, The Rock's got a new show on
yeah.
NBC?
He
That's
reports
awesome.
the news in the third person.
The Rock Center picked up Chelsea Clinton also as a kind of a
Really?
reporter, kind
Just
of
called it The Rock Center.
the Rock Center.
It is The Rock Center.
No, it's Rock Center.
That's pretty cool.
You know, the Rock Center.
Right.
All right, let's play these clips because Jason Segel's going to be here very soon.
All right.
Sandusky says he's innocent and explains what he did. So,
All right, good.
You know
Explain. When someone says you're fucking a boy in the shower, a 10-year-old, you do need an explanation. I'm sure you could talk your way out of it.
Let's try something different today.
Yeah.
Let's all have a complete open mind, and then let's tap out when you've heard enough.
All right.
Okay.
That sounds good.
And I know the gag is to tap out as soon as you hear his voice.
Immediately.
I know. So let's all
tap out now.
Let's all acknowledge we all thought that.
Yeah.
I wanna know when you would actually tap out and go, this guy's full of shit.
There are multiple accusers, multiple eyewitnesses to various aspects of the abuse. A reasonable person says where there's this much smoke, there must be plenty of fire.
Fire
What do you say?
The young boy's asshole.
I say that I am innocent of those charges.
Innocent?
Good enough for me.
Completely innocent and falsely accused in every aspect?
Well, I could say that, I have done some of those things. I have horsed around with kids. I have showered after workouts.
Shower.
That's where I would tap out.
Horse around, you shower after workout. What's the big deal?
See, you don't say, I've done some of those things. You say, yes, innocent of all of those charges.
Of all charges.
They've taken innocent things and they've made them more.
I think he blew it because he's like, I've done some of those things. I think he's more mad that maybe other things they're accusing of him of doing he didn't do, but he did enough.
I did enough, just showering and horse gagging around.
Horsing around, I would even give him. Whatever.
Horsing
as soon as
around.
he said, I've showered.
Horseplay.
I've showered. You can't shower
does he
with
explain
boys.
the showering and why he did it?
Well, he's an athlete.
Oh, okay.
After workouts. I have hugged them and I have touched their leg without.
All right. Look, if you're hugging them and touching their legs, I don't get what he's going for here.
I have never touched a kid's leg
through your pre-cum.
I'm absolutely coming here.
I've got nephews. I got a son. I've never. No, you don't touch kids' legs.
No.
That was a devastating. To me, saying we've showered after things, but I've been around athletes my whole life. This guy stinks at defending himself.
You know what? I've been an athlete my whole life. Me
too.
I've never showered with an adult, and I've never seen an adult shower with any other athletes.
No.
What makes these clips fun, too, by the way, it kind of sounds like Gene Simmons. Just want to put that in people's mind. Makes it a little more fun for everybody.
And I have touched their leg without intent of sexual contact. But so if you look at it that way, there are things that wouldn't would be accurate.
I love how he says, if you look at it that way, meaning please look at it this way.
If you look at it that way, it's not completely accurate.
I don't understand, Bob Costas, why he doesn't, aggressively, talk to this guy. I don't get when these guys get the big interviews and then they kind of, play their role.
I guess they figure you get more with honey.
And he's sinking himself. Yeah. The guy's sinking himself.
Yeah, he really
he's giving Costas good stuff. It's not like he just went, no. Like he's continually talking, so Bob is actually all right.
The more he talks, he's burying himself. That's fair enough.
Because the story, it wouldn't be Costas said something to him; it would be what he said back. And it's almost, this guy's fucking bizarre. He reminds me of a serial killer. Like his book was called Touched, and it's almost like the way he's defending himself. Here's my take on it: is that he sounds like somebody who is trying to confess without confessing.
Yeah.
Like, are you guilty? Well, I've done some of the things they say. Instead of just saying no. I'm innocent of all charges.
Not of all the things.
He's weird. He keeps saying...
Yeah.
It's almost like if your girlfriend says, did you cheat on me? and you said, yes, I cheated on you, if you mean just talking to a girl, well, why
Yeah.
did you say, yes, I cheated? You could have just said no.
So maybe he's having a tough time sleeping at night, and this is his way of kind of cleansing his soul a little bit.
Deep psychological
in a weird
shit.
way.
I think people who do this crazy or sick shit,
Right.
a lot, again, serial killers, why do they taunt the cops? They have a need to fucking get it out. It's weird.
Right. All right. Sandusky continues, says there was no sexual contact.
Are you denying that you had any inappropriate sexual contact with any of these underage boys?
Yes, I am.
Never touched their genitals, never engaged in oral sex?
Right.
What about Mike McQuarrie, the grad assistant who in 2002 walked into the shower where he says, in specific, be 10 or 11 years old, that his hands were up against the shower wall and he heard rhythmic slapping sounds, and he described that as a rape?
I would say that that's false.
What would be his motive to lie?
You'd have to ask him that.
You know what?
Well, he would say, I'm not lying. You'd have to ask him that. He'd go, oh, I'm not lying. I heard slap, 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 and saw him pinning a kid against the wall.
Why would McQuarrie, right? McQuarrie. Why would he report that, knowing it would fuck up his entire career? He was in a really tough spot, obviously, and in the end should have done more.
By the way, McQuarrie.
Oh, what?
So McQuarrie catching him, that's like a guy named Mick Pussy Lips walking on a rape.
We've talked about this over the years, though. The name always works out in the end.
Didn't that description just conjure up like Sandusky's old balls just smashing against that tight young buttock?
It always amazes me, like, how can an adult male rape, like how could it, like, if I had a finger in my ass, I scream, how could a kid take that without just screaming bloody murder? Like, how does that happen physically?
They're so resilient. Yes.
I got a theory on that.
Uh-oh.
This fucking loser has a tiny fucking penis.
Oh, you think he's got a little wee-wee?
Yeah.
It's still, though, it was still
bite size.
He probably has a little peener.
Child size.
Yeah, a little peen.
Fun size.
Kids meal, fun size.
Wow. That's the first time I've heard the slap, slap,
you didn't
slap.
hear that?
No.
Slap,
Yeah,
slap, slap.
Oh, it's very graphic.
In a wet shower, he's just rhythmically.
You know what fucking sounds like.
Of course.
McQuarrie, all he wanted to do was be a head football coach, so why would he fucking report this?
Yeah.
That would put him in a bad spot.
You don't, if you want to work your way up at Penn State, you don't make something up about one of the coaches raping a 10-year-old.
Right.
You gotta, it's novel. It's a novel approach to getting ahead in your career, but
that's
I don't
true.
think it works.
That's how Bladder got his gig. He actually made I don't know who was in front of him, but he actually made up rumors about the guy. He said the guy was a goat fucker, and they had to fire him.
Hey, why is Bob Costas doing the interview, Sam, if it's The Rock's show?
The Rock says, I don't want to ask about child rape. Of course, The Rock.
The Rock needs to know.
It's Rock Center.
The Rock Center?
No, it's not. It's not the Rock Center.
Is it Dwayne Johnson Center?
Dwayne the Rock Johnson Center.
Oh, okay.
When does The
wish it
Rock
was that?
appear?
I would watch if Rock Center were on every night hosted by The Rock.
Yeah.
I would never miss it.
You love him?
Love The
How
Rock.
great would it be if The Rock interviewed this guy, though?
That'd be good.
this would be great.
Were you raping him, you jabroni?
He would call him a Rudy Poo.
A Rudy Poo.
Are you a Rudy Poo?
He would ask if he wants to check into the SmackDown hotel.
Yeah. Just all these horrible wrestling cliches. He's not even taking it seriously.
See, if SNL is listening, and Sam is convinced they are,
The Rock.
that they listen just to rip off Sam,
Andy
they should
Samberg,
take this fucking bit and go with it. The Rock interviewing fucking
The Rock Center.
The Rock Center.
Threatened to smack the lips off his face.
Did he threaten to do that?
He asks people, how's your lips? And as they're answering, he says, because I'm going to smack them off your face.
Oh, yeah.
How's your lips?
Fucking running back and forth in the shower. He gives him the people's elbow.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Was he the best mic guy?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I mean, there's nobody.
Was Bob Backlund better?
Bob Backlund was not a mic guy. Bob Backlund was not strong on the mic. He was more technical prowess.
Well, I just want to go in there and have a good match and do the best I can. B-double-O, Bob.
Back to Sandusky.
Why?
You'd have to ask him that.
What did happen in the shower the night that Mike McQuarrie happened upon you and the young boy?
Okay, we were showering and horsing around. And
Those two you can't do ever. You can't
Horsing around.
be showering with a boy and horsing around.
That's it.
That's an old man's excuse, by the way.
Horsing around.
That's an old man's excuse. Nobody under the age of 40 would say horsing around in a shower with a 10-year-old.
Yes.
That would have worked. That excuse would have worked in 1969. Or if that's happened in 1970, he was horsing around with the boy.
Horseplay.
Horseplay. It's fine.
He was horsing around. The kid put his genitals in his flat hand, and Sandusky ate it like a horse.
like a sugar cube?
So as not to nibble any fingers off.
That's great. But as soon as your balls are out, it's not horsing around anymore.
Is that a rule of thumb?
Yes.
As soon as your balls are out, it's not horsing around.
You can horse around with another guy, or if you're, you know what I mean. But as soon as your balls are out, it's not horsing around anymore.
The difference between a push-up and a rape is the woman laying under you.
There you go.
It's true. Very true.
And he actually turned all the showers on and was actually sliding across the floor, and we were.
He slid into my
I
penis.
recall possibly like snapping a towel and horseplay.
Oh, the old
towel
snapping the towel.
never sounds good.
That is so hack.
But that's the rhythmic
That's
sound.
so hack.
Oh,
okay.
Yes, we were just continually.
The kid is sliding around because he's trying to get the fuck out of there.
Oh, my God. He's moonwalking away from him.
I remember Keith Robinson, we were at the Comedy Cellar, and he was just joking with Lynn Koplitz, the comedian, and he was just saying that somebody fumbled with her when she was young. Mr. Smithers fumbled with her, and he said that he put fucking like baby oil on her feet so she couldn't run away on the wood floor.
Oh, shit.
I was just laughing at the visual of molesting someone with baby oil on their feet.
My God,
so they can't run.
Want to continue? Where's Jason
please.
Segel? Where is he at?
Still okay.
We're still okay?
Yeah.
All right. Sandusky addresses previous allegations.
In 1998, a mother confronts you about taking a shower with her son and inappropriately touching him. Two detectives eavesdrop on her conversations with you, and you admit that maybe your private parts touched her son.
Well,
what happened there?
Can't be sure.
Well, I can't exactly recall what was said
the
there,
Reagan defense.
In terms of
yes.
What I did say.
By the way, could you pause real quick?
that-
Here's to me something that says you're lying is when you say in terms of.
In terms of.
That's the fucking. You're lying when you say in terms of. No one's told the truth and said in terms of. You just say it. Well, in terms of cheating, I mean, I did touch the girl's breast, honey, but I wasn't trying to be sexual.
In terms of.
What I find creepy is how calm he is. That's really creeping me out.
I don't recall. There was a boy, and, well, my penis may have gone in him, but I don't remember. Yes. Weapons for boy ass.
This type of stuff happens all the time. You're taking a shower, and he runs over, and he goes, Uncle Paul, and your wiener bumps him.
He may have touched him with
It
his
happens. Nobody's got to go telling nobody. If your wiener bumps somebody, you go, excuse me, look what you did. Everybody laughs.
Of course they do, Uncle
Sure,
Paul.
they do.
It's fun.
Was that if he felt that way, then I was wrong.
During one of those conversations, you said, I understand, I was wrong, I wish I could get forgiveness, speaking now with the mother. I know I won't get it from you. I wish I were dead. A guy falsely accused or a guy whose actions have been misinterpreted doesn't respond that way, does he?
I don't know. I didn't say, to my recollection, that I wish I were dead. I was hopeful that we could reconcile things.
Yeah, I bet you were hopeful you could reconcile things without fucking going to jail.
It's creeping me out.
Yeah, what a fucking creep this guy is.
And you're absolutely right. Bob Costas is doing a great job.
Great job.
Just letting him talk.
Yeah, and I like the fact that Bob came after him and said, well, that's not the way an innocent guy defends. And he's right.
Although I'm bummed that The Rock isn't doing, the big interview for his own show.
You'd think.
Kind of sucks that he gave this one to Bob Costas.
I like the fact that he's blaming like the killer. Yeah, my genitals might have my genitals have never accidentally touched a 10-year.
And then he said if he felt that, hurt or then he apologizes. Like, of course, you don't wonder if it was bad or if the kid just well.
Who's
the old
ever-
man's dick touched me.
It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen in an innocent situation where your dick touches a 10-year-old.
Never.
Never.
No.
He's fucking lying. I'm going to go on record.
want
He's
it.
lying. If you say your
Yeah.
dick accidentally touched a 10-year-old, I'm going to take a legal risk. You're full of shit.
Yes.
Adults are completely paranoid to be naked in front of fucking children. Even
for
your
yourself.
own. Even your own, you're a little like, well, this is, let's get the clothes on.
But as a coach...
Child's such a vague word.
Huh? Jesus.
Sometimes it happens. They wander in because they hear the cartoons playing. And your hand is busy on your you-know-what. And they come over, they go, what's that? You go, it's the candy dispenser. And they start kissing.
They don't want that candy.
Kiss the Pez.
Oh, the Sirius box is busted open. And look, now all the logos come out. Watching the new Sirius
Where's ours?
commercial.
Where's
look,
ours?
watch. It's over on the
After
left.
blue
It's over
collar.
on the left.
Baseball.
There it is. Look.
Sarah's in the way.
No, you missed it.
No, it's
it
there.
doesn't get the front and center placement that the big ones do.
And then it comes back. Watch.
The big
Now
ones
it goes
come
back in.
Watch.
Oh, there it is.
The big ones come through the center of the shot.
We're pretty close to the center.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
pretty good.
I can't.
I gotta admit. Yeah, we're in it. That's nice.
All right.
Some of the shit I've said recently, I'll give him that one.
I'll give him that. Definitely.
I'm right on the edge.
He was here yesterday.
Huh?
He was here.
Who?
Turn it off. I thought you were doing that Rory from the fucking...
Oh, he's back?
Yeah, they've all come back.
Nice. Sandusky talks about the janitor who caught him blowing a kid.
Oh, what?
There's a janitor...
What a janitor Budinsky.
Yeah, I told him
Shortly
to
after
put...
that, in 2000, a janitor said that he saw you performing oral sex on a young boy in the showers in the Penn State locker facility. Did that happen?
No.
How could somebody think they saw something as
Pause
extreme
this,
and
please. There's
shock-
an explanation for this. He dropped something. I told the janitor to put sawdust on it. And the boy was bending over. And I was yelling, yay! And my penis bumped his face for a few minutes. It was
That
an
doesn't-
accident.
That doesn't sound like that could happen.
That janitor's lying. Mind your business. Get the mop, I said. There's been an accident.
Why all these accusations for the one guy?
I've never been accused of fucking a 10-year-old.
This is crazy.
Never. Even Ant has it, which is miraculous.
I know. There's been so many accusations, too, by different people in different places. I mean, no one just picks on someone like this.
How about you fuck the kid in a motel, stupid?
Yeah.
How about you don't do it on the 50-yard line all the time?
Where janitors catching him, the guys catching him, but he's in public.
Jesus. I hope Bob Costas asked, why is everyone accusing you of all these different incidences?
think they saw something as extreme and shocking as that when it hadn't occurred, and what would possibly be their motivation to fabricate it?
You'd have to ask them.
They have to ask them. Because I saw it.
seems that if all of these accusations are false, you are the unluckiest and most persecuted man that any of us has ever heard
He'll
about.
agree with this.
Oh, I don't know what you want me to say. I don't think that these have been the best days of my life.
Sounds like he's got his cock in his
Dude,
hand.
he sounds like he's fucking like he's looking at fucking porn.
Oh my God,
jacking.
this is exactly what I want.
He can't help it.
I get to talk about this on national TV. Oh my God, he sounds like he's all horned up.
He's a fucking creep, this guy.
Fuck yeah, man.
What a fucking creep.
He goes, you'll have to ask them, knowing that they would say, well, yes, I saw him fucking a boy.
And how about you take a guess as to why they're lying?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
about when someone says, if someone accused me of sucking a 10-year-old's dick, I wouldn't go, well, I don't know why you'd say that for Pete's sake. I would attack that
You have to
motherfucker
ask him.
forever.
Worst career move ever is the guy that's the lawyer for Sandusky. So
Yeah.
worst career move ever.
That's a tough win, man.
I know fucking lawyers like taking on some of these cases for whatever reason, but this is a tough one, man. Sandusky talks about Joe Paterno in Penn State.
Oh, good.
To your knowledge, did Joe Paterno have any information regarding objectionable activities on your part prior to that report in 2002?
I can't totally answer that question. My answer would be no.
Did Joe Paterno at any time ever speak to you directly about your behavior?
No.
Never?
No.
He never asked you about what you might have done? He never
No.
asked you if you needed help, if you needed counseling?
No.
Never expressed disapproval of any kind?
No.
If that's true, by the way, great job by Costas. If that's true, then fuck Joe Paterno and all the people that were saying, "Oh, Joe Pa should finish." Fuck him.
Joe Pa. He just threw Joe Pa under the bus right there.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
If he's telling the truth.
Oh,
yeah, of course.
I know. I agree.
Joe
He should have been able to run off that field one more time.
Right.
Maybe he could have at halftime and confronted the guy. Why are you fucking 10-year-olds on the mouth and ass on Penn State property? Why are you doing that? Maybe Joe Pa could have done that instead of burying his fucking old man head in the sand. Fuck him.
Kind?
No.
How do you feel about what has happened to Penn State and to Joe Paterno and to the Penn State football program?
How great would it be if he said, you know, it's the one thing I'm proud of is that I've brought him down and that I've disgraced the school.
I've disgraced the school completely through my hijinks and horseplay.
I don't know why, but I've just been laughing for 2 weeks at this whole Funny Threes Company like mess.
Big misunderstanding.
Paterno and to the Penn State football program and your part in it.
Well, how would you think that I would feel about a university that I attended, about people that I worked with?
Is he sedated?
About people that I care so much about. How do you think I would feel about it?
No more kids?
I feel horrible.
You feel horrible. Do you feel culpable?
I'm not sure I know what you mean.
Do you feel guilty?
God, he doesn't know what culpable.
Do you feel as if
Guilty?
it's your fault?
No, I don't think it's my fault.
Of course it's your fault.
I've obviously
Well, he's not the
played a
tattletale.
part in this.
How would you define the part you played? What are you willing to concede that you've done that was wrong and you wish you had not done it?
Well, in retrospect, I shouldn't have showered with those kids.
Understatement of the year.
Yeah, I mean, that's what hits me the most.
Okay, faggot, what's next?
He shouldn't have showered with them kids.
No shit, you're
Wow.
Yeah.
Costas is doing a great job, man.
I was completely wrong. He's doing a great job.
I've never heard him do an interview like this, like where he's actually, it's always been fluff sports interviews. I've never heard him actually go after somebody.
Yeah, he's a good interviewer.
This guy does not fucking get it. He's delusional. You know what's really got to be getting him? He loves sex with young boys, and those days are done. He can't slip out and sneak out and have sex
Or
with
even
them.
jerk off online.
We got one more clip that we're gonna have to save for a little later on in the show because Jason's here, so we're gonna take a quick break before he gets in.
Okay.
Sandusky says he's not a pedophile. We have that clip for a little later on.
yes.
But first, Jason Segel next, promoting the Muppets, and I think it's gonna seg right into Larry King as well.
Perfect.
Ooh. So stay there.
Sirius XM, the Opie and Anthony Show.
We got Jason Segel entering the studio.
There he is.
Saw the new Muppets movie yesterday, and I told Jason personally how much I liked it. That's what I did.
Oh, a little pre-interview.
Because I don't want it to look like I'm just saying it for the radio show. I walked down the hall and I said, Jason, saw it yesterday, and I love the Muppets.
Hello.
That's pretty.
Good morning, sir.
Pretty sweet movie to be in, though.
Yeah.
You know it's going to do well.
I hope so, man.
It's got it.
It's going to do very well.
It's one of those that the parents can take the kids to, but the parents aren't going to be bold.
No, there's
bored.
definitely some adult humor in there. I want to bring it back to, I think you were on our show like, I'm going to say 3 years ago.
Yeah, must have been for I Love You Man, maybe?
Yeah, and and the only reason I bring it up is because we were talking about the Muppets 3 years ago with you.
I've been writing this thing for 4 years. Yeah, ever since Forgetting Sarah Marshall, where there was that lavish puppet musical.
Wow.
I then went on to do the Muppet movie.
Ah.
Yeah, but it's
Did you pitch it and then they said no and you just kept writing, or did you like say I'm not going to pitch it until I'm finished writing it?
I pitched it and they said yes,
Okay.
and then it was just trying to get everyone on board because it's a huge legacy to honor. You know, it's not like characters I'm creating, and so.
Well, that's what I'm amazed about. Who did you pitch it to?
Disney.
To Disney.
Yeah.
So they own the Muppets.
They own the Muppets, and it wasn't the same Muppets that we grew up with. You know, it became a sort of watered down kids franchise, and the Muppets were dangerous when we were young. You know, they always felt like they might bubble over at any minute, and so the first Muppet pilot was called Muppet Sex and Violence. Because he wanted to separate it from the Sesame Street characters, and I wanted to bring it back to those Muppets.
Ah, so it's a reboot.
I guess it's just.
I know people don't like using that word in the industry these days, the reboot.
But we're not trying to reinvent anything. We're more trying to harken back to those late 70s, early 80s Muppets.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that you acknowledge in the movie that no one cares about the Muppets anymore. I mean, and
there's a funny angle to take on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Where a lot of years have gone by, and whatever happened to the Muppets, and
that was a big point of contention. That's
really
that's part of the 4 years. There was a lot of ego involved in them saying, well, we haven't gone anywhere. We've been doing internet videos and things like that. And I get the point. But I thought it was important. Like, there's nothing more exciting than a comeback movie. Mm-hmm. And to come back, you have to have gone away. So I decided to shine a light on that they haven't been at the forefront.
Which I thought was funny.
How'd you finally get them to bend on it?
I announced it on television. They hadn't. The movie wasn't greenlit, and I went on Craig Ferguson and I said, and I've just found out that we're making the new Muppet movie, and there was a wild round of applause. And so it was just like a chess move. It was like someone's going to look dumb, either me or you guys.
Shit, yeah.
Wow. What balls? See, that's a great Hollywood story. Like, I would do that, and then I would have to retract it the next day and go like, I'm sorry.
There won't be a Muppet movie. I've made a terrible mistake, and I was showering with children.
There will be one, and I won't be in it. I meant to say
exactly. You would be just sued for everything
I would be sued, exactly.
Yeah.
What a ballsy move.
I had nothing to lose at that point.
Of course not. You want to explain the movie just to get the basics out?
Sure. It's about some brothers from small town, me and my brother who happens to be a puppet named Walter, and my girlfriend Amy Adams. We decided to come to Los Angeles to meet the Muppets because my brother's a giant Muppet fan. And when we get here, we find out that the Muppets studios are now decrepit and the Muppets aren't really famous anymore. They're spread out throughout the world, and the studio is going to be torn down by an evil oil baron played by Chris Cooper, who raps in this movie, which is hilarious.
I like the rap.
Yeah, me too.
You used the word cheddar.
Yeah, we did.
I used that on the show just so I could see him out at William.
Yeah, he's got more cheddar than some supersized nachos, I think is his line.
Yeah.
But so we have to get the Muppets back together and put on a show to raise enough money to save the studio.
Chris Cooper is great.
He's amazing. He takes it so seriously, too. Like, you understand why a guy has an Academy Award and I don't. He came in even for the Muppet movie and was like, I've been preparing for this hip-hop number. There's a lot of really talented people out there, a lot of talented young men I've been learning from. He's method. He was on it.
A lot of cameos in the movie, too.
Yeah, we got everybody. We didn't have to make many outgoing calls. I think for young comedians, Muppets are sort of your gateway into comedy. Mm-hmm. It leads to, like, Monty Python and to Saturday Night Live, so people were turning out in droves to be in the movie.
Including Mickey Rooney.
Yeah.
Oh, is Rooney in it?
Whoa.
I don't want to give all the cameos away.
How was he?
Mickey Rooney.
How was he to work with?
He's awesome, man. He comes from, like, the old-style studio system.
Yeah,
Because at the end of the movie, they were like, and that's a wrap. And then he said, well, before I go,
oh, God.
I would like to thank Disney for all of the great films that it makes. Not only this one, but the ones that it'll make in the future.
Just the old-school Hollywood guy.
Yeah,
Who did he say it to?
Just like the crew. The crew's like, all right, come on, we got to move along.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's great.
That's how you get a career that lasts 60 years, though.
That's
He's
right.
smart. He's politically a smart guy. I would just walk off like fucking too cool for the room guy and never get invited back.
And Mickey gave Jimmy a talking to, so.
I met him briefly and with his wife, and someone told him I was a comedian. We said hello. I think his manager knew me, and he goes, give me a joke quick. And I'm like, look, you wouldn't like my stuff. I'm garbage. I told him I was garbage. And he goes, no, you got to work clean. Don't use dirty language. He really scolded me. He said, like yourself.
Yeah.
Talking about, you said that prior too? Not that we're the same, obviously, but no, he was all right. He's just a little old man.
He's old school, he comes from a different era.
He's a Bob Hope vibe type guy.
Yeah,
like that.
totally. You know what was great is that he does come from the old, like, let's put on a show kind of era, and that's what the whole movie was about. Like, they were a good fit.
Yeah, absolutely. You're putting on a show.
Yeah.
Was he good at it?
Yeah, well, I mean, he has a very brief cameo, but he's good.
Yeah, it was very brief. So
it's always nice to get a guy like that to come back and do some weird shit you wouldn't expect to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when I'm available.
Jimmy.
Who wrote the musical numbers?
That was Brett McKenzie from Flight of the Conchords.
Damn.
Yeah. There's some great songs in there. They were a perfect match because they're very Muppety. You know, they're like two wide-eyed innocents making their way through tough New York.
Right.
It's kind of like what the Muppets are like. Never mean to anybody. and James Bobin, who directed the film, directed Flight of the Conchords. So it was perfect.
I also told you down the hall, I liked how you mocked some of the stereotypical things Hollywood does.
Yeah, well,
I thought that was really smart and clever.
Thanks. Yeah, part of the idea is that Hollywood has passed the Muppets by, and we've entered a new, like, more cynical world of comedy.
Right.
The most popular show on television right now is in the movie is a show called Punch Teacher.
Yeah.
It's a game show where if kids get questions right, they get to punch their teacher in the face. Yeah.
Not too far-fetched.
I know. It's a sad state of affairs.
How much of a pain in the ass is it working those Muppets? Still the same old way they do it? Or any CGI?
No CGI. It's
CGI Muppets.
Wow.
Yeah, we tried to go back to the original form, but yeah, it's a pain. You have to build all the sets like 6 feet high, and there's these poor puppeteers. If I'm doing a scene next to a puppet on a couch, there's a puppeteer under that couch for hours and hours, like in this weird contorted position. It's pretty crazy.
Getting no recognition whatsoever.
That's the thing, man, is that these guys' job ultimately is to be invisible.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, they're like, the guy who plays Kermit is the most talented guy ever. The guy who plays Piggy also plays Fozzie Bear and Animal. Like, in any other context, that's like a Peter Sellers-esque performance in a movie. No, it was. It's now a guy called Eric Jacobson.
Okay.
But he's playing 3, like, huge parts in the same movie that are totally different, and you don't know his name.
And you know what? You forget they're puppets after a while. That's how well they do it, if that makes sense.
No, suspension of disbelief kicks in really quickly.
You don't feel like someone is just maneuvering a puppet after a while.
No, well, these guys are the best, the best of the best.
Right.
So, yeah, it's pretty amazing. You should see a kid come to set. They look right at the puppet's eyes, even though a puppeteer is standing right there. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really sweet.
You forced me to sit through the credits. I don't sit through credits in movies, I'll be honest with you. But the whistling scene,
yeah.
We know a guy, his name is Steve the Whistler.
Yeah.
And he's obsessed with whistling. He's won international competitions. He brags about it. He's been on a show. He's had CDs out.
He's an ass.
He's kind of an ass. And,
right.
I'm like, oh, my God, I think he finally got his big break. So I sat to see who the Whistler was.
It wasn't Steve the Whistler.
No, it wasn't.
No, I'd remember. With a name like the Whistler, what choice did he have?
But this guy won all the competitions. He's was for a while the #1 whistler in the world.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty serious last whistling number, I must say.
I don't know how the fuck they do that.
How do Muppets whistle?
Or why?
Huh?
Very hard for a Muppet to whistle.
Well, yeah.
We had to build a special Muppet.
Yes, very dry. Very dry mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
Hard to wet your whistle.
Jimmy can whistle. He's pretty
I've
good
been
at
obsessed with it my whole life, and I can't do it.
Jimmy's
It's
terrible.
horrible. Yeah, I just make air come out. It's a gift. To whistle is a gift. To whistle is a gift. It's a bumper sticker.
Could you whistle?
Yeah. So
Could you
basically
whistle for
what you're
Jason?
doing is breathing.
Yeah.
What? See?
It's terrible.
You're
really
farting out of your mouth.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Really.
I don't know how to do it. I really don't. I would like to be taught. That's how I'd get girls to kiss me. I'd ask them to teach me to whistle, and they'd pucker up. I'd stick my tongue in their mouth and make an angry face.
It's romantic.
I know. I'm a creep.
That's a PG rating.
Yeah, it's like a true
there's some,
family
there's
film.
some stuff in there that's, for the adults.
Yeah. It's for, well, there's this weird thing where family movies have become synonymous with like children's entertainment.
Yep.
But this is like truly what the Muppets were like. They're for everybody. It's what The Simpsons has done great, and things like Pixar, like Toy Story 3. That movie, parents are crying harder than kids are by the end of that movie. Hopefully this is like that.
Through your tears.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amy Adams' her name is?
Yeah.
Wow, she's a looker.
Lovely.
Oh my God, yeah, she is. And she's the Meryl Streep of our generation, man. She can do anything. When
She's that good?
Well, when you think of the
was in The
fighter,
Fighter.
versus Enchanted versus Muppets, I mean, it's insane.
That's
she can
three
do
completely
everything.
different roles.
Oh, wait, who is she in The Fighter? Oh, yeah.
That's the girl.
Oh,
She's the girlfriend.
Right.
The girlfriend.
She's great.
Behind
She
the
got nominated
bar?
for an Academy Award
Yeah,
for that.
yeah.
Remember the scene where she's showing off a little booty behind the bar?
I do.
Yes, she's
Jason goes, I do.
I do.
I saw her recently in a magazine. I'm like, who is that? I didn't realize she was the girl from The Fighter.
Yeah. She can do anything.
Yeah.
She's really hot.
And she's buttoned up in this movie, so.
She sings and dances. Yeah, she's sweet. We play like total wide-eyed
Triple
innocence.
threat.
Yeah.
She's a triple threat.
That's right, she is.
That's what they call that.
Did you get to kiss her in the movie?
I did.
That's nice.
Yeah, but it's a very PG style.
Oh
kiss,
yeah,
you
of
know?
course. When you do a scene with a girl, like where you get to kiss or is there a weird attachment you do? Because a lot of people hook up after movies.
Right.
Do you develop?
I haven't been that lucky.
No.
No, they have no interest whatsoever. I'm like the lovable, goofy guy, and in a movie, that guy gets the girl, but in real life, that guy doesn't get the girl. The dangerous guy gets the girl every time.
The guy that gets blown off in the movie because he's such an ass.
Yeah, he gets
but
the girl.
He's dangerous. Yeah, he doesn't get the girl in the movie.
In real life, he
the
gets the girl.
geeky guy gets it because the girl realizes this guy has feelings for me and he's not so superficial. Real life, totally the opposite.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah,
dickhead gets girl.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, the movie reality comes from the brain of dorky comedy writers.
Right, yeah. The way they would
it's like their
it
fantasy,
to be.
Yeah.
Was there anything you wanted to do in this that they wouldn't let you do?
No, I got to do quite a bit. I got to sing and dance. I wanted to do like an MGM-style old lavish musical number, and I got to do 2 or 3
Busby
of them.
Berkeley.
Yeah, exactly. Like Singing in the Rain style. Just, you know, where
From Clockwork, you mean?
I like the kind of musical numbers from like the 50s and before that make no sense.
Right.
Where all of a sudden like the whole town is singing and dancing and people are on stilts.
It's ridiculous.
But
that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But what you got to watch out for in this movie, the twist at the end of that's what made me howl when you guys like jumped on the bus because it was time for you to leave and the town is still there after their musical number.
And then they all collapse in exhaustion.
Yeah, I didn't know what you wanted to give up on the film,
fine,
but all of a sudden like, oh, thank God they're finally gone.
Yeah, we kind of acknowledge how silly that stuff is, but I got to do a bit of everything. I got to puppeteer. I got to puppeteer Animal.
Oh, you did?
And Dr. Teeth at one point.
Is it hard or is it as easy as I think it is?
It's what I had to do was very easy. Like I just had to make sure the puppet looked alive. What Steve Whitmire does as Kermit is crazy. That's a sock puppet. That's a sock puppet in essence, and he can make it have any expression that a human can have.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
Crumbling up the mouth a little bit.
Yeah, when you can make Kermit look wistful. I mean, it's just like I don't even know how to describe it. And he's been doing it for years. He's the master.
He's the guy who's been doing it the whole time.
He took over from Jim Henson when Jim Henson died.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's
yeah.
right, Henson. I forgot. Yeah.
Maybe we're fast forwarding too quickly here, but maybe more movies or.
Yeah, I mean, I'm superstitious, so
I just want to see how this one goes. And
yeah, and I kind of think like my goal was to set the platform for the Muppets to do whatever they wanted. I'd love to see the old Muppet Show come back. I mean, that was all. I remember those Saturday nights sitting down and watching the Muppet Show with my parents. That was the coolest. But whatever they want to do, you know, I'm just I fancy myself like a footnote in this legacy.
I've been told I look like a sock puppet by Bob Kelly, so I think that if there is a Muppet sequel, I should somehow be considered to be hired as some type of a creepy hybrid. That's just my
You're selling yourself now.
Of course
amazing.
I am. Yeah. Just so it'll be in his head when he's writing the new one. Like, where do I go with this?
I see. We got Larry King outside the studio.
What?
We're in a weird spot here because Larry was supposed to be a little later, but he's got TV today.
Yeah.
Can we
know Larry?
Yeah. Can we jump you over there and put Larry here?
Absolutely.
Do you mind?
Yeah. Do you mind?
Larry.
Thank you.
Larry. We'll keep talking about the movie.
Oh, of course. Of course.
I'm good.
Larry.
Larry.
Hey, how are you, sir?
Good to see you again, Larry.
Just saw you on the Don Imus program.
Yeah, I went over there.
Very good.
Yeah, I went over there.
You got to lower your standards.
Yeah, of course. And so does Don.
Why?
Okay, goodbye.
I'm teasing, of course. I love Larry King.
We had a good time last time you were in here, Larry.
Yeah, I remember.
You know Jason Segel?
Hello, nice
You
to
wrote
meet you,
the
sir.
Muppet movie?
I did, yeah.
Wrote
You know,
and starred in.
You know, I knew Jim Henson
Wow.
real well.
You knew everybody.
I knew everybody.
Pretty much,
but,
yeah.
the Muppets twice hosted Larry King Live.
No way.
Kermit hosted it. In fact, you want a quick story? Funny radio's
Let her
TV
rip.
story? Okay. I don't know how this came about, but the Muppets were involved at the end. We had a guy that worked at CNN, a producer. He was a very nervous guy, just uptight, good producer, but everything. So we had CNN International set up a call that he would call, and he got a call from the CIA, a real guy at the CIA that we knew was a good friend, a guy, Marty West, I think was. He says, listen, I'm with the CIA, and can you come out and see me? And don't tell anyone you're coming.
Interesting.
He says, okay, I'll go. And he goes, he leaves, he drives up to McLean, Virginia. His name is down on the bottom. There really is this guy. He goes up to the 5th floor, goes in the guy's office. They lock the doors behind him. The door's shut. And he says, we're in a soundproof room. And what I'm saying to you is the first time that this information is leaving this building.
Oh, JFK stuff. Oh,
But
boy.
No. Ain't what you think. He says, 40 years ago, we captured 2 aliens. And they landed here in their spaceship, and they lived. And over the past 40 years, we've trained them in ways, and we've taught them to speak English. And we want to break this next Monday on Larry King Live. I said, you're kidding. He said, no, we think the Russians have a couple, and we want to get the beat on them. So you have to go back to your studio. Don't say anything to anyone. And you can start promoting it next Monday. We'll deliver the 2 aliens to your studio. The guy goes back. He can't say anything, right? He comes walking, and we all know about it. He's biting his lower lip. He goes and locks his office and bangs on the door. He's got the hottest thing in the history of television.
Yes. Of the world.
The world. We're going to have 2 aliens who've been taught to speak English. They look a little weird, but don't mind it. And the guys, and the next night, our guests are the Muppets. And we tell
hilarious.
the Muppets this story, but the guy's going crazy, right? He's going to say. So Kermit opens up, the guy's underneath the floor with Kermit, and they open up the door, and Kermit just says, how the aliens doing?
Yeah.
Broke the guy's heart.
Yeah,
How humiliating.
Felt like an idiot.
That's amazing.
But they were great to work with. I loved working with them when you had them as guests. Jim Henson first, and then who replaced him?
Steve Whitmire became Kermit, who's a genius as well.
Because when you interviewed them, they're sitting down there with the hand. So you're looking at Kermit, and you look down, you see him, and he's looking at a monitor. And in 2 minutes, he's Kermit. That's the truth. In 2 minutes, the guy ain't there, even though he's there.
Right.
You see his hand.
So who are you looking at? Are you looking at
Kermit?
You're looking at the puppet.
Yeah, right in the
eye.
All you got to do is you lower your eye.
Right. You see the guy, but you're not focused on him.
But it was brilliant. Oh, Kermit hosted the show once, and they had me call in. I was out at the Barbara Sinatra Children's Center, and he hung up on me.
As well as he should.
He wore those braces. Get him off. Get him off.
That's hilarious.
See Larry asking Kermit the hard-hitting questions.
Yeah.
I did.
Where you weren't throwing softballs at him?
Tough on Kermit.
Yeah.
Well, Larry, just so you know, I saw the new Muppets movie, and terrific. Jason did a great job with the whole
thank
thing.
you.
He really did.
See, I'm back to interviewing mode.
Go.
Of course. What's the toughest job of making a movie when you got hands and guys running puppets?
I asked that already.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I'll give you the real answer.
Something inside said, why do I have to do this? 2 guys are freaks.
There's something about, like, you can imagine anything. And so you can imagine writing a scene where 10 full-body Muppets run away from an exploding building. I wrote that scene, and then we got there, and the director was like, well, how do you plan on doing this? And I said, I didn't think that was my job. I thought that was your job. So we had to rewrite the scene, and instead we just show half-body Muppets running away from behind, and then you hear an explosion, and Fozzie goes, wow, that was an expensive-looking explosion. That's how we handle problems like that.
Kind of a goof.
Yeah. That's really good. I remember that television show, The Muppet Show?
Oh, yeah.
I was a guest once. Who was the bear?
Fozzie.
Fozzie. Well, Fozzie, I'm the guest of the day, on their show, and the whole scheme, I never got into the show, because Fozzie, right?
Yeah.
He was outside manning the door. I come up and I said, hi, I'm on the show today. Oh, what's your name? Larry King. I got King Kong. I don't have any Larry King. I said, but I'm on the show. I'm sorry, man. I never got in. That was the whole bit.
This is why Larry King is great, though, because we're talking about the Muppets, and you walk in out of the blue with 15 minutes of great Muppet stories.
It's really
Stories about anything.
You've been around as long as I have, and to have known Jim Henson, he started in Washington.
Yeah.
D.C. and his first job, I think, as Kermit was he did breaks between shows.
Wow.
Kermit would come on and do like 2 minutes of break. You watch this and now this is coming.
Wow.
And then he formed the whole Muppets, and he died terrible.
That was a real tragedy.
The virus killed him in a weekend.
Yeah, that was fast.
He got it on Thursday. He was dead Sunday.
Damn. He was healthy Wednesday.
Yeah. Well, Wednesday afternoon.
Wednesday afternoon.
That's scary stuff right there.
How would he pick up on Healthy Wednesday?
Well, no, I didn't know if he was sick.
Yeah, he was healthy.
He was a completely healthy guy. Got this virus, dead by
Sunday. He didn't believe in antibiotics. It was a bacterial infection, and he didn't believe in antibiotics.
At that point, you believe in that.
Bizarre,
stuff.
right?
Well, they're true. Yeah.
Yes,
You can
they're not a
believe in
myth.
them.
They exist.
They're very true,
They do
yes.
work.
Hey, can I tell you my favorite Larry King moment? Because I've always wanted to ask you about this.
Sure.
Was when you interviewed Brando, who to me was a really, really tough interview.
Oh, I loved him.
But you handled him really,
it's
really
a great
well.
story, the Brando story. We get a call, CNN calls me. I was in L.A., and they said, listen, you're not going to believe this, but Marlon Brando's agreed to do your show. And it's the only show he'll do. And he's going to do it Friday night. And this was Tuesday. But he wants
Kermit to host.
Yes.
He wants to call you first. He wants to talk to you. Now, normally, I didn't like that. I didn't like talking to guests before a show because I like everything cold. But it's Marlon Brando. So I was at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel, and the phone rings. And I pick up, hello. And he says, Larry, it's Marlon. I swear to God, I said, Marlon who? and he innocently said, Brando, you know, because there was Marlon Fitzwater, who was the presidential press secretary. So he says, listen, I'd like to talk to you before we do this. I've agreed to do this. I'm going to send a car and come up to my house and have lunch. I said, okay. So I go downstairs. I'm waiting at the Wilshire entrance, and a car pulls up, and Brando's driving.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It was just an ordinary Chevy. We get in the car, and we start driving around Beverly Hills, just driving, doing songs.
Wow.
You know, he would do the first line, I would do the second line. Like he says, someday, when I'm awfully low, then I would have to do, and the world was cold. And I'm driving around, I'm saying to myself, I'm driving around singing songs in Beverly Hills, you know. Then he says, well, what are we going to talk about? I said, well, we'll talk about acting. Acting's easy. Acting's easy to talk about. And anybody could act. Talk about other things. Talk about architecture. Talk about life.
Architecture.
Oh, he was very interested in architecture. He was designing foolproof earthquake buildings.
Right, for his floors.
So he said to me, I'll prove to you anyone can act. And he pulls over the side of the road, and he looks at me and says, your brother died. And I said, what? And he says, now hold that what? That was a great what. That was a great what. Now, if we could put a camera on top of this car, dolly it into your face, when I say your brother died, you do that what? Supporting actor.
Wow.
So, I mean, he was just, but I had a wonderful time with him. We were up at
You
his
were
house.
singing in the interview, too. I didn't realize where that came from.
And then he kissed me.
Yeah.
And that was
Everyone
that
remembers
went
that.
viral around the world.
Oh,
It's
it's
been
famous.
shown. Last night they showed it. I got honored last night at the Friars here.
Nice.
And it was really
congrats.
nice.
Did Colin Quinn give you a beating? Because I saw Colin yesterday.
He was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were fun. But when they put up the Brando thing, and I keep remembering, so I'm always asking, what was it like to be kissed? And what I say, I do a comedy act. I go around. In fact, let me get this mentioned.
Yes.
On February 2nd, I will be in Stamford, Connecticut at the Palace Theater. And on February 4th, I'll be at the Brooklyn Center for Performing Arts. I do 80 minutes, tell stories.
Wow.
I just tell stories. I like making people laugh. I've been telling stories all my life. I was class comic. So now that I don't have to work at CNN every night, I just like telling stories.
You're enjoying it, huh?
Oh, I'm enjoying it.
Good for you.
Enjoying it. So people say, one of the first questions they ask is, what was it like to be kissed? I take audience questions at the end. Kissed by Marlon Brando. I said, well, I've never been kissed by a man in my life. You know, I was raised, I'm heterosexual. I don't know why I'm heterosexual, by the way. I'm just heterosexual.
You're missing out, Larry.
Well, I don't mention that in San Francisco. Certain parts of Houston, anyway.
Houston, the hotbed of activity.
But Brando kissed me, and I have to confess, I can't stop thinking about it. The other night, I woke up screaming Stella, and I don't know what it is. And then he came on the show. This is funny. Now he comes on again a year later, and this time he's coming to the studio. And he was angry at something. He said, I want to come on.
Now he wants second base.
Now he comes on, and he's angry at Jews in Hollywood.
What?
Because they don't book enough minorities in movies. American Indians, Latinos don't get enough shots in movies. And he says, and you know, the Jews, and he loved Jewish people. He loved Yiddish, and he loved but he said it wrong. He said, you know, the Jews really control this industry.
Oh, boy.
Didn't he say they don't Didn't he say they don't portray the kike? That was the big... Like, he said that. He said that about, like, the stereotype of the Jew they don't portray as they do the Dago or this and that. And I think that was the big
Wasserman
quote.
got mad at him, and he had to go visit Rabbi Weir.
Wow.
And apologize, all that. But the crazy thing about Brent, afterwards, you know, he never goes out. So we finished the show, and I said, he said, where are you going? And I said, I'm going to this restaurant, you know, busy restaurant. He says, I'll go with you. Okay, so he had his own car, and I had a car, so we drove to this restaurant. As soon as we got there, there's 8,000 paparazzi. This guy's up in trees. I don't know how they found out he was going. We just got there, followed him. And in the restaurant, we had like 12 people having dinner.
Wow.
So he became like the 13th. Gloria Allred, you know Gloria Allred?
Oh, she's lovely.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. Jumped on his lap.
Really?
Gloria Allred jumped on his lap. He was feeding people. He was and he was observing people. And I saw what made him a great actor. He said, I see the maitre d'. He's unhappy. How can you tell? Look at the way he walks. Look at the way he's walking that guy at the table. See that little walk? He don't like it here. See that couple? They're going to break up. How do you know? He's looking at her, but not at her. He's looking a little over her shoulder. It's just the observation.
I wonder if he was right, or he's just babbling.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know if that's right.
But the proof is he was so good, though, so he must have had an intuition of the people.
He was good at reading people, is what you're saying.
So I go to bed, and it's 2 in the morning, and he calls up, and he says, hey, Larry, let's get down to Mexico. I got Sean Penn here. We'll fly down to Mexico, have some laughs. I'm a Jewish kid from Brooklyn. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. We the Jewish kids from Brooklyn do not fly down to Mexico. 2 o'clock. And he calls back and says, Sean Penn, we can't go. Sean Penn don't have his passport. But he lived there. I went to his memorial service. It was a wonderful service. Carl Malden told stories about Brando. I genuinely liked him a lot.
Did Carl Malden like him? Because I think Rod Steiger
hated him.
He did, right? Because he hated Steiger too. He thought he was a terrible actor.
Well, the problem that Steiger had is in one of the greatest scenes ever in On the Waterfront.
Right.
It's the scene in the back of the car.
Yeah.
When Brando says, I could have been somebody. He didn't say champion. I love that line. I could have been a contender. Didn't say champion. Could have been a contender. Charlie. Charlie was his brother. You let me down, Charlie. You let me down. And then Steiger would answer back to him sitting in the back of the car. And what Steiger got pissed at was when Brando did his lines, Steiger fed him the lines back, and they do the 2-shot thing, right? When Steiger did his lines, Brando didn't sit there.
Oh, he didn't doze off camera.
No, someone else threw the lines out.
Well, Jay Moore told the story that he
Steiger
heard.
never forgot that.
Was that what Brando I heard didn't like Steiger, and he said he used. There's a moment where he goes, "Oh, Charlie," and they said that Brando said his motivation for that moment was how horrible he thought Steiger's acting was. Like that was what he was motivated, and he thought he was terrible.
He liked Carl Malden. Malden didn't like him, loved him.
Really?
Loved Malden. Tells stories about Streetcar, which made Malden famous, with Streetcar on Broadway, and Malden, of course, was the best friend. There was a scene once they're sitting at the breakfast table on stage, and Malden put his hands under the leg and did those 2 fingers in the top of the knee. You ever had that done to you?
Yeah.
You can't not jump through the ceiling. Huh? And Brando put a cigarette out in Malden's hand. And they kept on talking.
That's great.
Wow.
And neither one of them broke?
Neither broke. Wow. That's good. Marlon had one scene where he walks on stage and it ain't his scene. He just came on stage and the actors are talking, so all he did was say, Stella, you got a cigarette? Yeah, and he took the cigarette and walked off.
That's great.
Wow. You know, he was in another room.
Do you think? What do you think that is? Just to kind of keep everybody alert and keep it real?
I think he was just he rewrote. When I talked to, I don't want to name drop. Al Pacino's become a great friend of mine, and I talked to Al a lot about acting. He has great acting stories. Al,
what's he been in?
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's in this new one.
The Adam Sandler one. That's supposed to make him famous. I don't know.
He chases the girl.
Yeah.
He said he loved that script, and Al's a great. But when Al talks about Marlon. When he did Godfather, Marlon made him nervous. Marlon had to talk to him because he made him nervous being around him. You know, he actually physically it was so imposing. It was so scary. And this was Al's first. He only had made one movie.
Panic in Needle Park, yeah.
Panic, and now he was doing this.
Wow. Can you imagine?
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
gotta
Brando
be intimidating.
because he had such a weird way, it seemed, of talking about actors. Like anybody can act. Like he was so dismissive of this thing that they make so big.
He made actors mad. Jane Fonda got very mad at him for dismissing acting. He says, well, he'd rather read the play.
He said that.
Why don't you just read the play?
Dude, I cannot get enough of Marlon Brando's shit-talking stories. They're the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
He's the greatest. The dismissiveness that he
did his own makeup that night at the house. He served wine to the whole crew. We had a big crew up there, the cameramen. He had hors d'oeuvres.
What an eclectic gentleman.
Oh, he was a wonderful, wonderful host.
Yeah.
He was a great dancer.
Really?
Oh, could he move around? He was a dancer. He came to New York as a dancer from Omaha with a dance troupe. And then he got into the acting school here.
No kidding.
Yeah. And then he invented
Larry,
method.
They're telling us you got a heart out.
Yeah, at age 25.
You got a busy day, huh?
Yeah, Larry's busy today.
They're telling us. We would love to have you.
We don't want you out. We want you here.
I got to go do a show called The Chew.
The Chew?
It's a television show with Mario Bertaldi, the chef.
Oh, right.
Oh.
It's on ABC.
That was an Asian.
I don't know how to make it English.
Let me.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
I want to plug you, Dave,
sure it wasn't
too.
the Jew?
I was just thinking of that.
Can I ask Larry a quick question?
Keep it up.
Larry,
It's anti-Semitic. That was anti-Semitic.
No, it wasn't.
I take that
You're
personal.
Jewish, and you would be on the show called The Jew.
Let me tell you where I'm doing my.
Larry's done with
Want me to do this? I can do this.
I would like to. I was going to do it for you, but if you'd rather do it,
Here's where I'm doing my stand-up, folks.
Yes.
You'll come and have a good time.
I would absolutely
you
go.
enjoy the frolic here. There's 80
I would
minutes of
absolutely
this.
go.
On
80 minutes of
February
this.
2nd, I'm at the Palace Theater in Stamford, Connecticut, home of Jackie Robinson.
Oh.
Stamford, Connecticut, Palace Theater, February 2nd. And then Larry King standing up at the Whitman Hall at Brooklyn College. It's the Brooklyn Center of Performing Arts, and that's on February 4th. February 2nd, Stamford, February 4th in Brooklyn, and you can call the box office for information.
Do you have more free time doing this
Yeah, I do.
than you did with
But I've
CNN?
been speaking, the weird part, I got to run, but I've been speaking all over the world. And
Wow.
I've been in Kazakhstan, Slovakia, Moscow, Portugal, Korea, Mexico City.
Jersey?
And
maybe.
Jersey's harder to get to.
More dangerous.
Right after Thanksgiving, I'm speaking in Kiev. I'm big in Kiev.
I love their chicken.
Well, it's downtown. Downtown
Kiev.
They love
You're happening?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, but we ran out of time.
Well, quick,
maybe a quick question. Were you ever nervous on CNN interviewing somebody?
No.
You never got
The only
nervous?
time I was ever nervous was my first day on the air. And all I did was admit it.
But no one...
I said it was my first day on the air. I was never nervous again because...
You owned it.
I realized that that old cliche, it ain't brain surgery, is true.
Right.
This what we're doing now?
Yeah.
I don't know how to break this to you.
Yeah.
This
is
nothing will
nothing?
happen with
No,
this.
this is
This will
This
go
is what
into
it
the
is.
atmosphere and be gone.
brain surgery. This isn't even clipping a cuticle.
There was a great
This is
cartoon
nothing.
in the New Yorker once of doctors in the operating room, and the guy with the skull, and they're about to do brain surgery, and one doctor says to the other, "It ain't television."
New
Thanks,
Yorker.
guys. I'll see you
Larry,
guys.
thank you.
Thank you.
Nice
Larry
to meet you,
King.
sir.
Can't wait to see the movie.
Thank you.
When
It's
does
a
it
pleasure.
open?
It opens the day before Thanksgiving, November 23rd.
It'll do no business.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
gonna be a monster movie for
Thanks,
Jason.
guys.
Larry, thanks so much.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you, sir.
Any other anti-Semitic remark?
No anti-Semitism. It's all in good
The
fun.
rap openings.
Yeah. All right, Larry and
It's only
Jim
good
getting
fun.
a picture. Did we get a picture last time?
Oh, I got last time, yeah.
Did we get a picture?
I
last
got
time?
my Larry King
I gotta make sure I get my Larry King
Bob
picture.
Costas with his head.
photo. Oh, yeah.
You had a good interview last night, Larry. You'd be proud.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Yeah.
Take care, Larry.
Beat it. Let's get
Larry.
He was great. I mean,
hit the bricks, Larry.
what an interesting guy. Like
You don't want Larry on our show anymore?
No, I'm just
You
fucking with him
took
little
a
bit.
few.
Larry can
a few shots.
Larry can take it.
Oh my God!
I thought he was. I thought he was
Larry's
joking.
a fun old school guy. He does comedy. He tells funny stories. He's a little you know.
We got in trouble
risque.
for the Chew thing with what's his name?
Ben Stein.
Ben Stein. And I just listened to that the other day, and I'm like, he's going down the same road again.
No.
They're telling us that Jason has to go
You gotta
too.
go,
That's
Jay?
sadly-
Holy shit.
Yeah.
But did we promote it enough? I hope so.
Yeah, Larry
Larry
King talking about the Muppets. That was great.
We had
sure?
a good 15 minutes of Larry King talking Muppets. It was pretty amazing.
We like you. We want to make sure you're all right.
Thanks. No, it goes to show the history of the Muppets. I mean, they've been around for 40 years. There's a reason they've endured for so long. So hopefully they're back. Yeah. Next Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving.
Oh, man, that's huge.
Yeah.
I highly
That's gonna
recommend
be a
it,
great opening.
especially for the families there. We all enjoyed it. So.
And it's a weekend you're with your family, and so it'll be 2 hours. You guys don't have to talk to each other.
That's true.
You can just sit there together in silence, which is always nice.
Oh, really fast. The Toy Story short that I saw yesterday.
Yeah,
that's
Small
part
Fry.
of it.
That's it. That's in front of the movie as well. So we got the Toy Story characters back right in front of it as well.
They got a little Toy Story short.
Yeah,
brand new.
Like
Making
the
everyone
old, like
happy.
old times where you used to show a cartoon before the movie.
That's right. You got it.
Ah, back in the 30s.
All right, Jason. Please don't be a stranger. We like when you're on
Yeah,
the
you
show.
know it.
man.
Yeah. I'll be back soon. Thanks, guys.
Congratulations. He just joined Twitter.
Yeah, I did just join Twitter.
Putting us all to shame. I don't know. He gets 250,000 followers in the first 2 hours or something.
Great. Enjoy
something ridiculous.
Enjoy the assholes who are all critics.
Exactly. I know, it's pretty amazing. And they're also like, you got to feed the machine. They want to know where you are and what you're doing every couple hours. It's like specifically the reason I don't have a girlfriend.
Get used to that block button, by the way. Don't be afraid to use it.
Yeah, no,
you're not going to use it at first, but you're gonna
You'll get
wear
people
that
the benefit
button
of the doubt. And within a few weeks, you're going to be like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, people are so excited about the Muppets, though. They keep writing how excited they are to see it. So hopefully it'll work out.
Jason Segel
Great,
on
Jason.
Twitter.
Thanks, man.
guys.
All right, we're going to take a break too, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Hit
it.
Sirius XM. The Opie and Anthony Show.
All right, wow. Want to thank Jason Segel from the Muppets movie, and of course Larry King. That whole thing worked out nicely,
Great.
huh?
Gotta love Larry King.
Let me publicly apologize for anything negative I've ever said about Larry King.
About Sandusky? Oh.
No. I won't apologize for that. You get in the shower, you get what's coming to you.
Oh, dude, we turned the corner
He
on
was
him.
amazing.
I guess you were. Oh, you did tell us. So
Yeah,
you were out doing Leno.
Doing a little show you may have heard of called The Tonight Show.
And it was me and Ant, and we completely turned the corner. We interviewed Larry and went,
Love the
"Fuck,
Larry.
This guy is awesome.
Dude, love the Larry.
He could talk about. I would literally want to go see him when he's in Brooklyn.
Right.
He could talk about anything.
We actually also, Jimmy, so you know, that first interview, we called him out on some of the things he did say on CNN that we goofed on.
Oh, I know, I heard it.
And he went with it.
Yeah.
And we're like, fuck, this guy's really cool.
Yeah.
But he talked to I think Roland Point had one of Diana's last interviews. The presidents, like he's
the
interviewed
guys.
fucking everybody.
You could bring up, as he proved here, you could bring up any subject, any topic, anything in history, and he'll have a story.
Yeah.
I remember I was with LBJ, and I was with everybody.
We're not worthy to interview Larry King when you know who he has interviewed over
I
the
know.
years. Are you kidding me?
It's like, we interviewed Stalker Patty and Bobo.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great too that he didn't just fucking retire and stay in his house to wither away. The guy's out there doing shit.
He didn't want to leave CNN.
Well, that's just
let's
it.
keep it honest.
That's just it.
He comes
Usually when
back
that
and does-
happens,
Yeah. Oh, I see.
people just go home, and that's the last you ever see of him.
He comes back and does some CNN stuff. So
Yeah.
here and there.
I ate a gyro and thought of you because I treated myself.
You're treating
At
again?
fucking 5 o'clock in the morning of the night, I ordered a gyro.
What?
From Big Nick's and fries and ate them all. I'm so
No,
You can order food at 5 in the morning?
Sure, Big Nick's, yeah.
it's New York.
Big Nick stays open?
Fucking 24/7.
I did not know that.
baby.
No, and most of them close in our hood.
No, I know a few places that are open
In our hood, they
24/7,
don't really-
as they say. But eating, that's terrible.
I know, and then I just pinched my fat and went, yuck.
Oh, it's just sitting
Do you
there.
yell at your fat?
I just hate it.
Oh,
And I hope we did Jason Segel a solid.
God. Dude, yeah, Larry King talk about the Muppets.
All right, good. Good. Good.
Jason's lucky.
Good.
He's a big head, Jason. A lot of stars have big heads. Like physically large skulls,
not- Yeah, because he doesn't have a big head in the
No,
other,
he's a nice
in
dude.
the other sense
No, he's not arrogant.
of the word. We got one more Sandusky clip from The Rock's new show, The Rock Center. Why are you laughing?
I just think it's funny that The Rock has a news show.
Well, correct me then. I see The Rock Center.
I don't know if there's a
NBC has a show called The Rock
Center.
what the Rock is cooking.
I didn't even hear him say once to Sandusky that it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Oh, that would be good.
Sam.
Did you touch kids? It doesn't matter if you touch kids.
Sam, we're going to make a deal here, and you're going to be on the clock. We don't like talking wrestling from 6 to 10.
Oh, that's a shit show.
And you don't like listening to it from 10
But
to
I know
11.
the Raw. I know Raw was on. I know E-Rock likes to live tweet it, and you get involved, and I guess The Rock and McFoley and a bunch of other people came back last night.
Well, The Rock and McFoley did, yes, because Raw got rocked.
Oh.
Was The Rock promoting his new show on NBC, The Rock Center?
No.
Because I know how Vince will allow that to happen.
Raw got rocked.
Yeah, Raw got rocked. It was a 3-hour spectacular. Because
3 hours?
That's right.
What the fuck do they need 3 hours
fucking
for?
hours?
Because The Rock is returning to wrestle at Survivor Series.
That's
on
good
Sunday.
for a half hour.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not, by the way.
Yes, he is.
Wait.
He's wrestling.
Dwayne Johnson is now a movie star.
Well,
he makes movies. He cannot afford to bang up his face or get injured. What he will do
The Rock
is
doesn't get banged
get
up.
in
He
the
does
ring.
the banging.
He'll get in the ring, bounce off the ropes a couple of times, maybe do the people's elbow. He
Listen.
will not be wrestling. You will not see any of these hardcore moves he used to do.
I'm going to tell you something.
Yes, sir.
At Survivor Series on Sunday, The Rock and John Cena are fighting the Awesome Truth,
The
Miz and R-Truth. At WrestleMania in March, it's The Rock and John Cena one-on-one. One-on-one. Mano
much?
y mano.
We're talking
Is
about
Vince-
it too much.
How much is Vince paying fucking The Rock
God.
to do this?
I would assume a lot, but
It has to be millions.
they are going to make a lot of money on this year's WrestleMania, though.
But The Rock is a massive movie star. He can't. If he gets an injury,
No,
he's
he
fucking
can't.
up his whole movie career.
can't.
Well, luckily, The Rock does the smacking down.
Oh, you are such a.
So what
dick.
did Mick Foley do?
Mick Foley caught The Rock bottom.
Jesus, what's he doing?
He did a segment called "This Is Your Life, John Cena," which was like a throwback because he once did "This Is Your Life, Rock."
Well, when he came out, Mick Foley, was it music?
Oh yeah,
What music?
it was his old Mick Foley music.
His old Mick Foley music. Crowd
Yeah.
response?
Loved him.
Were they going crazy?
They loved him.
Now, did they hear this and just go, ah!
Yes.
And then Mick comes out.
And Mickey was wearing his flannel and he had his arm in the air.
Of course.
Yeah,
Like
of
this?
course. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the crowd went bullshit.
Yeah, they went crazy.
That's great.
It's
good
just
for
such
Mick.
idiots.
It really is.
Absolute
I say good for
idiocy.
Mick Foley.
I love
but
Mick Foley.
they are just a bunch of idiots.
It's absolute nonsense.
But then at the end of the segment, The Rock's music hit, which I mean, it
Oh, and then did Mick look around? Did Mick look around like, oh?
Well, if you want to hear a reaction, I mean,
Yeah.
it made Mick Foley's reaction look like kids.
Really? Did they all get pumped up?
Hey,
the guy's coming!
That's The Rock.
The Tooth Fairy guy!
No. Listen, you ask. Not asking to talk about it. You asked me what happened.
I don't care.
And Mick Foley caught The Rock bottom, is all I'm saying.
All right, very good. It sounds like there's a buzz there.
Well, not according to you guys, but there is.
And something's going on with Zuccotti Park. Supposedly, some judge reversed the mayor's order to clear Zuccotti Park.
What?
Thank you, Kurt Love. Protesters returning right now.
But then again, they got their shit taken away, so are they going to sue the city for that possession?
Well, that was the goal of the city and, of course, Mayor Bloomberg, to get them out of their comfort zone. So now if they are allowed back, I don't think they're going to be allowed back with all the tents and stuff and the sleeping bags. So.
No. They shan't be. They're going to have to toil in the park in the cold with no protection.
But weren't they going to be allowed anyway? Like,
yeah, this isn't something that has to be. Did you Occupy Oakland camp cleared? Mm-hmm. You did you hear that? Is that story confirmed?
What?
About some judge fucking doing that?
yeah, it's on the New York Times.
Kurt Love is trustworthy, and he's
Not
got,
really.
He's got a link, cityroom.blogs.nytimes.com, and it keeps going on.
He's been known to spout off.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kurt Love
Go
goes
off
on.
half cocked.
Kurt Love's right cunt on people's Facebooks.
Right.
I wouldn't exactly look at him like he's fucking.
Right.
Good point, sir. Good point.
But I think he's right about this.
I
Now,
think
there's a
Bobo
few-
threw up in his vehicle, didn't he?
I don't know. He was dating Bobo for a while.
Yeah.
They're dating?
That's right.
Do I know
don't
Kurt Love?
Yeah, he was dating Bobo.
Yeah, Bobo was hammered drunk at Eastside Dave's
Eastside
party.
Dave's party, of course.
And
Threw up in the car.
and
What a
he got
shithead.
into Kurt's vehicle, and proceeded to just projectile vomit.
Imagine cleaning up Bobo's puke.
I would fucking stab him.
I'd pull up to his house and get Mr. Maloonigans to lick it up.
Be a bunch of buttons and stuff.
Yeah, buttons and pennies, paper clips.
He puked all over the inside of the car?
Yeah.
Fucking asshole.
Here's Bobo. He wants so badly to be part of something that I was just lifting
my... It should be Jonestown.
I was just lifting my glass up and going like, hey, Bobo, cheers, right? And take a sip of my beer. And he would chug whatever drink he had, thinking we're having a chug contest. You dunce.
It's just a sip. Relax.
You're a dummy.
Calm down.
I mean, if you're going to date Bobo, you have to realize he might puke in your car.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it
Date
cool?
Bobo.
Yes.
Is it cool if you're like at a party and someone's drinking and you yell "chug-a-lug it"?
Chug-a-lug it. Chug-a-lug. Oh.
You want to hear the last Sandusky?
Only if it's cum.
Gargle with it.
Yeah, bukkake.
Get bleach and metal breath.
Want to hear the last Sandusky clip from The Rock's new
Who
show?
wouldn't want to?
When is Chuck going to be in here, by the way? Soon?
It's Chaz.
Chaz Bono.
And he
Chuck Bono will be in here soon.
Chaz.
So
Don't think Chaz
very
likes
excited
Chuck.
to speak to her.
Him.
Sandusky on NBC's Rock Center, the big interview with Bob Costas. Sandusky says he's not a pedophile. The final clip.
Are you a pedophile?
No.
Are you sexually attracted to young boys, to underage boys?
Am I sexually attracted?
Okay, that is a tell. That is a tell. When you answer a question with the question,
yeah, give yourself time to think.
Holy, that is a big time tell.
What a douchebag this guy is.
Oh,
boy.
Are you a pedophile?
No.
Are you sexually attracted to young boys, to underage boys?
Am I sexually attracted to underage boys? Sexually attracted? No, I enjoy young people.
Dude, wouldn't that be the quickest no in your
What
life?
a fucking piece of
Are you
shit.
sexually attracted to young? No.
Yeah, you would just blurt out no.
Yes.
What distinction is there? I enjoy young people. Go fuck yourself.
He's not asking you that.
Yes,
Exactly.
I enjoy.
You could add that after you say no.
I enjoy.
Sexually attracted? I enjoy young people. I love to be around them. But no, I'm not sexually attracted to young boys.
It sure sounded like
Obviously, you're entitled to a presumption of innocence, and you'll receive a vigorous defense. On the other hand, there is a tremendous amount of information out there, and fair-minded, common-sense people have concluded that you are guilty of monstrous acts, and they are particularly unforgiving with the type of crimes that have been alleged here. And so, millions of Americans who didn't know Jerry Sandusky's name until a week ago now regard you not only as a criminal, but I say this, I think, in a considered way, but as some sort of monster. How do you respond to them?
I don't know what I can say or what I could say that would make anybody feel any different now. I would just say that if somehow people could hang on until my attorney has a chance to fight, for my innocence. That's about all I could ask right now. Obviously, it's a huge challenge.
I'm Batman.
Yeah.
I'm Batman.
What a terrible, terrible job he did at defending himself.
Sucks.
What a fucking... Can you imagine? Do you think he'd be talking about defense like that? Like, if somebody asked him a question about defense, do you think he'd be... I think that you have to rush on second down. No, he would just talk.
Innocent until proven guilty. Innocent until proven guilty.
That's true.
Did you see TMZ posted this picture yesterday?
How about you turn on our computer?
Turn on our monitor.
How about you do that, Sam? What's wrong with you?
Selfish? What are they, chopped liver?
Just took the last hour off. The least you could do is put the fucking...
Take it off.
You weren't in studio.
I was doing other things.
Oh, I see.
Going to reveal themselves eventually.
Oh, I see. What is this, Sam?
Well, TMZ posted a picture of this guy yesterday and said it was Jerry Sandusky eating donuts in an airport.
Oh, my God.
It's not
it looks
Jerry
like
Sandusky, though.
I bet that guy was getting shit on.
It doesn't really look like him, man. Just because the hair's gray.
Yeah.
There was a guy on the flight, I
Dick
think,
Van Dyke,
who was registered as Gerald Sandusky, And so they saw this guy and started taking his picture.
Now the AP is saying
he was sticking his dick in the donut holes.
Yeah, exactly. Making them cry. Putting the munchkins on his chin.
Pulling it out and there's jelly on his dick. See, that would be the
Or
blood.
Boston cream.
Oh, that's even better.
While young Bob Kelly yelled, ow. You know what, dude? Dude.
Anthony AP saying, breaking, a court order has been issued that will allow Occupy Wall Street protesters to return with tents.
What?
Look that up.
That's fine.
Now I think someone's
How
fucking
are
with us.
they like, yeah,
No,
stop it.
that's probably
Now
accurate.
I'm suspicious.
How are they allowed to do that?
Maybe they're saying that, again, maybe the court's saying they didn't get due process.
With tents.
They usually don't do
Sam,
things
what do you got
this
on that?
quickly either.
Globe and Mail said no longer open for tents 19 minutes ago.
Exactly.
How about Boston.com? Breaking news. Lawyers. Court order will allow Occupy Wall Street protesters to return with tents.
Boston.
I got two sources now.
Lawyers order? That means he's filing something and
No.
the judge could say no?
No, it says court order. The lawyers are saying court order will allow.
Oh.
What do you got on that, Sam?
I don't see anything on Boston.com, at least on the front page.
Oh, Sam, you're so full of turkey.
No, I'm not lying.
You are lying.
You're lying.
You're lying. I'm not lying.
I'm just trying to find the article, right?
All right. Because I didn't know you would, and I didn't think you would throw me off the show, but I wanted to be on the show, and you took it.
Oh, God, when he gets into that mode, you just want to punch his face
and you
in.
know how else you want to punch his face? When you're headlining the Stress Factory and you're destroying, and there's a babbling woman up front.
Oh, no.
And you think that she's, my friend Billy showed up. He's an ex-cop. So I'm thinking she's Bill's chick. And I'm like, I'm getting annoyed. I'm like, oh, fuck, why did Bill bring this loud girl? But I don't want to call him out in front of the audience because he's a guy I played Little League with.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they walk out separately, and I see she's with fucking Bobo.
Oh, man.
Once again, he brings a person to the show that fucking yaps
What girl was
through
with
it.
Bobo?
It was his mom's friend.
Oh, boy.
And she apologized after. She wasn't being horrible. She was just babbling. And it was like, once again, he brings a fucking babbling person to the show.
This says the city has planned to allow protesters back into the park after it's cleaned. Under the city's plans, protesters would not be allowed to use tent sleeping bags.
Right.
But maybe maybe there's another article on
No, there isn't. Mm-hmm. I defy you.
So what is it that you wanted to write?
Fuck you!
It'll be at the Hard Rock.
Draw. Yes. Why don't we? You know, we
Thursday.
should mention what's going on there.
Fuck yeah,
You
I
wanna
can't wait.
mention that?
I'm looking forward to Thursday very much.
Yeah.
Thursday at the Hard Rock, we are doing a Thanks for Nothing little appearance from, I believe, 8 to 10 for us, and then the 10 to 11 hour is the shit show on the road. He took the shit show on the road.
Okay.
And but during the 8 to 10 segment, we're going to have fun and hijinks and laugh with, I guess Voss is going to be there.
Yep.
And Bobby.
Bobby will be there.
Bobby Kelly. And some, special guests and whatnot. And here's the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, the first Thanksgiving, a play written by the crew, performed by the crew with special stars, Jim Norton,
star-studded,
and Anthony Cumia will be in this play.
And I believe Rich Voss as well.
The first
And Richie will
Thanksgiving.
be.
Yes.
Rich Voss.
We are going to do a little bit of theater for you.
That's right.
That day. A genuine play showing the first Thanksgiving. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be wonderful.
See, I want to be in a play, too. I'm a good actor. I'd come in here and go, what is everybody doing? You got turkey feathers on you.
And there's also, while you're watching the play,
yeah,
you could have a chance to win cashola.
Cashola.
Because
Cashola. Is
we're-
that like real
Hey,
cash?
I know
right.
Cashola took me to this place.
We're doing a mash.
Cashiola.
I got to pee real bad. Do we have time before Chaz?
Yeah, we'll
Yes.
take a break.
I'll kiss you on the lips.
Before Chuck comes in.
All
here.
right,
We're
let's take
doing-
a top of the hour
Let's go
break.
now, yeah.
We're
No,
doing a
we got-
mashed potato eating contest.
Yes, we are.
What?
At the venue.
That's crazy.
We don't have time to do all this stuff. It's going to
Sure
have
we
to be
do.
like
We got
Is
plenty
Pat
of
from
time.
Menaki?
Eating bit.
That's
What?
right.
What are we doing with that? They can eat mashed potatoes and do what?
Is Pat from Moonachie there?
No.
It's throughout the entire.
Why isn't Pat
they'll be
from
on the
Moonachie
side
there?
eating mashed potatoes.
You just get to see people eat a ton of mashed potatoes. That's funny.
That stinks.
You don't want
You don't want to see 3 people eat 10 pounds of mashed potatoes?
I do, but
I
see, what
do.
else are we going to do?
I
Get
wanna
them
see
to
him
dance?
shit it
I
out.
do.
It's gonna
It'll
be
work.
good. It's gonna be
It'll
I
work.
want to see him
And-
shit it out like a Carvel machine.
Yeah.
Just.
Somebody
there.
better be puking on that stage.
Well, yeah, but you know what?
What?
You puke, you're out.
They get disqualified if they puke.
All right. Well, one of the guys will not
That's
let me down, and they will
disgusting.
puke in front
Or
of everyone.
girl.
You know who I found out's going to be there yesterday?
Who?
Bobo?
Bobby?
Pat Duffy.
Yeah, Pat Duffy. will
Oh,
be
nice.
Pat Duffy.
That's
the
right.
triumphant return of Pat Duffy.
That's right.
What about?
Does he have anything planned for the show?
there. No, I think he's coming as a listener.
How about Cream
Boring.
Pie Jones?
Cream Pie Jones won't come because he thinks that you guys have cost him jobs.
Yes. What about intern
David?
David?
Certainly will be
David
there.
Will not acknowledge that the radio show exists or that he was ever on it.
He's totally wiped that part of his life.
Even though
off
I've
his...
specifically given him glowing job recommendations, he thinks we're holding him back.
He literally runs away when he sees any of us on the street.
I've heard Sam give David job
Whatever they're called. Yeah, when they call up and say, hey, so
references.
reference.
Sam has given glowing references, and apparently he still thinks that this is a problem.
Yeah. Especially when Danny and Travis.
The guy that's gay on TV but not gay
Eric
in real
Stone
life.
Street.
Eric?
We had him on last time. Why aren't we having him on this time?
Because we have Chaz Bono.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought it was Chuck.
I got to
It's Chaz.
I thought it was Chuck for a second.
Go make wee-wees,
His name is
Jimmy.
Chaz.
Hey, really fast, another big story that most people don't give a fuck about, but it's very interesting. The NBA is in a really fucked up spot right now.
It's over.
I guess there's no basketball, huh?
Well, the NBA, the players rejected the latest offer from the owners and pretty much the last offer,
Yeah,
right?
they said it was their final offer.
And now the players are disbanding their own union, and they're going to bring this to court.
And a lot of players are upset because they wanted to do this months ago.
So,
they wasted a bunch of time.
but if it goes to court, not only is this season wiped out, I read something this morning that it could be years
Well, I mean,
to settle. I don't know if that's...
I think that's what David Stern's saying to kind of...
to scare people?
Yeah, to scare people. I highly doubt, either side would let, years worth of revenue.
What seems to be the
court
problem?
case could end basketball.
Huh? What's the
I
problem?
liked it. I know. That was... Of
course
yes,
you did.
Yes, predator-in-law.
Yes, right.
No, religion.
Religion,
right. What's the big holdup here?
Revenue sharing. What's always the big holdup in
They want to give the
in
players
labor
less,
dispute?
right?
Yeah. Well, all the owners always want more money, and all the players always want more money.
How about free neck tattoos?
Well, I
all
think
the
a lot of them
players?
have that, so I don't think that's a good negotiating
no,
tactic.
That's probably not.
Good news for the Globetrotters.
Yes.
Fuck yeah, man. Their attendance is going to go way
I'm
up.
scared because
You're
I think
right,
crime is going to increase in the major cities.
Have money.
Well, doesn't matter, does it?
Because they're unoccupied.
Exactly.
It keeps those people in front of TVs.
Right.
Their attention isn't shifted elsewhere.
That's right. It keeps them in front of the TV.
Well, the players too. I was saying.
The players?
Yeah, the players.
I think the players might. Maybe the guy that's 10 or 11 on the team doesn't get in much.
Idle hands are the devil's playground.
That's
what they say.
It's horrible.
But this NBA thing is pretty fucked up.
This is how basketball in New Jersey is going to end.
Really?
The Nets are going to Brooklyn next year.
Oh yeah, they got no season. No, that's hilarious.
And I think the owners would just wait it out until they get to a point where they, the players break down or they get new guys to start a new type of league, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, if they're disbanding the union.
Holy fuck.
And I'm sure these arenas aren't too happy either. Like, I read an article saying that, Madison Square Garden was scrambling to book concerts because they've got all of these dates.
Well, you get
that were blocked off for Knicks.
41 games a year.
Now
at the
that's
Garden,
a good
right?
idea.
Yeah.
Who
82 game
said
season,
this?
right? I think.
Something like that.
Oh, Cousin Dupree, that's good.
What happened?
How about the XBA?
We're ready,
That's
Vince.
great.
We're ready. Give us one more shot.
Smash mouth basketball.
Trampolines.
Yeah. There's going to be trampolines. And you're going to be able to full contact. No fucking penalties.
Full contact basketball.
Full contact smash mouth basketball.
Jesse Ventura doing play-by-play for basketball.
Oh, yeah, you would love that, right?
Hey, Vince, landmines?
Let me tell you.
Landmines in the XBA?
We're going to have landmines. There's going to be holes in the floor, like at the Coliseum with tigers in them.
You can have barbed wire nets?
That explode!
Steel cage around the court. It's the only explanation.
A cage match, right. Yeah.
It's a championship,
Hey, I like it.
Championship.
I like it a lot.
XBA.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking.
3 letters. X, B,
Get on it, Vince.
A.
Yeah.
We'll just start a new league with players that will accept their demands, man.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like this is headed. We should take a break because Chaz is almost here.
Yes.
Chaz.
All right. So we'll break, and then Chaz Bono's next.
What is Chaz promoting?
A reality show on OWN called Being Chaz, I think, right?
I think it's a documentary.
It's a documentary.
I think it's a one-time.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought.
Boy, that OWN channel sure loves its documentaries on people that are on the channel. Did you see the one on ELO? It's online.
I saw the one online where everyone kisses his ass.
It's hilarious.
Oh my God.
You know, as a young boy, and they show young tussleable ELO.
They decided to not show the alcoholic years.
No, they cut that part out conveniently.
Do you guys think you could make a different documentary?
We could make a hell of a documentary on ELO that looks nothing like the one that was put out by Oprah's people. You know, the young ELO, though, would Sandusky have loved him or what?
Oh, yeah. We should play that little video on our show, maybe tomorrow.
It's hilarious.
It really
it's
is
just
funny.
so fucking. It's revisionist history of ELO.
It's pretty badass, though. You got Oprah fucking saying how great you are.
Yeah,
I know you're not a big fan of the Oprah, but
it's
that's pretty fucking
propaganda
huge.
on the lines of fucking Goebbels.
You think?
Yeah. It's all like fake.
Just to pump up the new network?
What about the empty fucking mini bar in his room and in Eatman's room when we were watching fucking Letterman?
And then giving Eatman the big bill.
And then
after
giving
our
Eatman the
Letterman
bill
appearance.
and falling asleep on the couch.
Which I fully
Passing
enjoyed.
out on the couch, actually.
Fully enjoyed that one.
They're arguing over whether or not they can reopen the park, Zuccotti Park.
Tense?
Yeah, they're saying
tense.
The group filed a temporary restraining order against the city from blocking the protesters. This would allow the protesters
Well, what is
to
the owner of the
return
park
with
saying?
their belongings.
This is stupid.
They're going back and forth. They're not.
But what is the owner saying? It's his fucking park.
I don't see
I think
that.
it comes down to him.
Riot police have their headgear on again in Zuccotti Park and are telling people on the sidewalk to move on. The atmosphere is less relaxed than a few minutes ago.
Where's the Opie and Anthony helicopter? I want to take a little ride down
It's
there.
on the roof. What do you think?
All right, let's go on the
That's where
roof.
it is every day.
Let's go to the O&A helicopter and go down there.
Right next to the Howie-copter.
He doesn't know why everyone is talking about his America's Got Talent thing.
Oh, America's Got Talent. I'm going to be a judge. That's what I do. No?
What?
You don't think he's going to be a judge?
No, of course not.
I don't know what he's doing.
I don't think anyone is believing that he's actually going to be a judge.
You think it's just a hype?
It's brilliant PR.
Hype
It's
machine?
brilliant PR, man.
Absolutely brilliant PR, but it ain't
Brilliant.
happening.
That's
It ain't
what
happening.
Mars will never hear of him.
We should break and come back?
All right.
Why don't we?
Sure. Chuck Bono next. Stay there.
Opie and Anthony. This is the Opie and Anthony Show. Sirius XM.
We got Chaz Bono coming in soon, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Promoting Being Chaz Sunday, November 27th at 9 p.m. on OWN.
And running late, which is fine. I mean, interviews run late. But this is why I don't like to hear crap from people if we run a few minutes over, because I don't see anybody walking into Howard's studio, and they shouldn't. But but people should never be comfortable enough to come in here. Like we complained about that, and I sound like a dick. This is why, because we have to deal with it too.
Exactly.
Shit rolls downhill, as they say.
Exactly.
Judge Wapner's still alive?
I thought he died in 1980.
Holy fuck. Is that a typo?
He's 50.
He's 50 years old? What?
Judge Joseph
He's 92.
Wapner.
Wasn't Harvey Levin a part of that? He was the legal consultant, I believe, for the People's Court.
Harvey Levin used to be out on the street doing interviews.
He still is?
No, those are shows he taped years ago, right?
No, he's still doing it.
For the
new
new
ones?
one.
I'm not even joking.
Yeah, I
For
watched
the new
it.
People's Court, he's still doing it.
Oh, yeah.
No.
What's Doug Llewellyn doing?
I don't know what
I hope
Doug
he's been
Llewellyn
killed.
is up to.
At Asner 82.
I love that Asner.
Can we play the famous Destroyer thing?
Judge Wapner looks
Yes, we
fine.
can.
How long is it?
Minute and a half.
Minute and a half.
I mean, 90 seconds,
Less
you rock.
radio to do today. You want to hear that for Asner's 82nd
Oh,
birthday?
They were Joe Rogan was.
Huh?
They were Joe Rogan was on the. We were all there. And
Me,
was
Joe,
down.
and
I was
Jimmy.
playing poker at the time. Just playing some cards.
What the fuck? It's his birthday. Can we play this really fast, and then hopefully we'll have a ETA on
A Chaz Bono.
Yes, on Chuck.
Chaz.
First this.
You trying to get rid of me?
Yes.
What are you doing? What's the sign language?
Ed.
He's our producer.
And he decides when a guest is getting a little too boring, and that was the sign that,
What the
that he usually gives. And
More
what's the
disrespect to
problem?
Ed
We're
Asner.
having a good interview with Ed Asner.
I can tell you, Anthony, that's the last time I'll ever be on your show.
No, that was yeah. see?
I've suffered your insults enough. And I certainly wouldn't come back again. I'll be glad to talk to you about the Columbia
I would love to talk to
documentary
you about
some
that.
other time
That was
when he's not
fascinating.
around.
Can I talk to you, Ed? I'm a big fan. I love you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
But be sure that he's not in.
I don't. He does this all the time. I'm a big fan. We're very happy to have you on the show.
He's a destroyer.
He's a destroyer.
Destroyer.
He's like Gordon Gekko. He builds
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
He's filthy.
Yeah. He's greasy.
Yes, he is.
I don't want to
swarthy.
smell his shorts.
He's a Sven Gollum.
In quotes, I don't want to smell his shorts. Ed Asner. Bravo. The great Ed Asner. Great Ed Asner. Thank you, sir. Very nice to meet you. Thank you very much. You're a destroyer. He called you a destroyer. Wait till Anthony hears this on the replay. Oh, it was phenomenal. Hey, Jimmy, get back here, man. I started sweating. Ed, no, come on. Give me a handshake, please. Fuck you, he said. No, fuck you. Dude, Ed Asner just said fuck you. Oh, that's phenomenal.
I love that.
Yeah, he called you Anthony.
I know.
That's funny.
And Rogan
All right,
goes,
Anthony.
Rogan's what the fuck is the best ever. What the?
That didn't even sound like Rogan.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Said that's before UFC, Joe.
Rogan's
changed.
got like a deeper voice now or
Yeah.
something.
When is Rogan doing the show? I think he's coming in soon.
Yeah.
Fear Factor's coming back, huh?
Yeah.
Fuck,
Yeah.
That's good. Good to see Joe have another gig. Always happy to see my friends doing multiple major TV gigs
Yeah.
while I fucking languish.
But that
in
show,
anonymity.
should have never went away.
Yeah, it's kind of, permanent.
I like the Fear Factor.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a documentary. I thought this was a
What?
No, Jimmy,
Being
no.
Chaz follow-up special. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's the whole.
No.
I guess it's the whole after surgery part of the thing, right?
I don't know. What do I know?
'Cause there was
Documentary.
another one where it was leading up to the surgery. So
What, the
this
breast
is-
surgery?
Yeah, that was called
Becoming Chaz.
Becoming Chaz, and now this is Being Chuck.
I saw a...
What? Yeah, Chaz.
I saw some on MTV with this chick that wanted to become a guy, or this guy that wanted to become a chick, and then this chick that wanted to become a guy. And they had surgery, and they showed the breast, like they took it was this
meat
black chick that looked like a guy, and cut her tits off. And it was disgusting. They cut the tits off, and then they were like laying the nipples, like the round part of the nipple laying in there, and then sewing that on, and then the little nipple tip, they popped that in like a little nugget.
Oh, my God.
It was terrible. And then the chick, or the guy that wanted to be a chick, was like even more fucked up. That was like getting the whole fucking penis cut up and turned inside out and getting tits, and that was just weird. Weirdness.
I don't get it.
And they were blurring out the tits on the guy that wanted to become the girl before it got the breast implants. They were blurring them out.
What?
So it was just the guy's chest, but like hormones, I guess, gave it a little. But he looked enough like a girl where it would have been like tits on TV. And then, but they showed the black girl that wanted to become the guy, they showed her post-op tits all cut off as a pseudo man's chest.
But that's showing tits.
Exactly.
Wow, that is so fucking
I
confusing.
just thought it was weird. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Is Is there anything more humiliating than when they
I'm changing my. Oh, it's down.
when they cube out a guy's
Keep
man
going.
boobs on TV?
Yeah, I know. I
Anything
don't know why
more
they do that.
humiliating? Well, they do it from time to time because they're like, "Oh boy, your chest looks way too much like a girl."
It's I'm changing my sex or something like that.
Yeah.
If you want to see it.
Of course, we want to see it.
Yeah, but Sam was right there, and then he passed it, and I don't know where he was.
You saw it?
Yeah, I saw it. It passed by, and
It's like a slot machine, though. How did you see it? Everything's moving by too fast.
Oh God! What are you doing? I see the same things moving by.
Well, now I'm scrolling up because you said I passed it.
I don't know if it's going up or down.
It's going up. Trust me.
Can't
Second
tell.
home,
I just keep
bisexual,
seeing that chick.
Large breasts, having twins, ending my marriage, hate my tattoos.
Keep going.
I found it.
I'm changing my sex.
Here it is.
Yeah, that's
Who's that?
That's the guy that became a girl.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, yeah.
No, you see guy.
Hit the
Get
video.
The fuck out of here! Oh, I was almost tricked.
In the neck you see guy,
can
but
see
in the
guy.
face it's not bad.
At first, I thought it was.
She had implants put in and had her Adam's apple taken out.
How about the penis?
And the penis was cut off or turned inside out, and the nuts were. Oh, is this a commercial?
Last year.
Why do guys have Adam's apples and girls don't?
Girls do, but it's much smaller. I think it's to give us that deeper voice,
And what's
more
that for?
timbre to our voice.
Why do we have to have deeper voices?
I think it's something to do with like the whole animal thing. It's part of being a male, and
It's a testosterone-induced thing. The Adam's apple is from testosterone.
it's to make
Just made that up.
makes your voice deeper and more
And
manly.
what, if you get a testosterone, what if it fails the test?
Oh, that's bad.
Thanks.
Oh my God, that's so amazing. Look at that.
What's wrong with the clip, Sam?
I don't know what could
You keep
possibly
hitting the
be.
button.
Oh, maybe that's it.
That guy's
now it's
becoming a
off.
woman?
Wait, go
Yeah,
back.
yeah, that.
Whose sex organs differ
that.
from how they perceive their own gender. These are
she's
questions
shaving.
that can cause
Is
anguish.
that a woman becoming a man in the black?
How much?
Yeah.
That's a woman?
I
Yeah.
can go without surgery.
That's a woman?
Yeah.
Get
On
the
this
fuck.
episode of True Life, you'll meet two young people taking extreme measures to bring their bodies
Hold
and
on,
minds
pause.
into alignment once. And
What was that lump that they just threw on the tray?
It was inside of a tit.
Of a
Yeah,
of an implant, or is that actually?
no. It's that
Holy
black chick
Are you
wants to be a
serious?
guy, so cut her tits off
And they just
took a bunch of tit meat.
Right on the
tit
tray.
meat, nothing but tit meat.
Why didn't they give the other person the tit meat?
I know, right?
Why not?
Yeah, they gave her silicone.
All right, hit it.
all.
For the first time ever in my life, I want to live.
That's a guy.
Elle was born with male genitalia, but has always felt that she's really female. She tried living as a heterosexual man, but the years of repressing her desire to be a woman almost destroyed her.
I don't know anyone else.
She almost pulls it off. Almost.
Now Elle's embarking on
In
a
the face,
complete
yeah.
gender transformation.
When you go like this, smooth, but then go against the grain.
Will sexual reassignment surgery finally make her feel like the person she longs to be? For years, Ted has been living as a man and hiding that he's a biological female.
Can you pause that,
he's
please,
large
Gregory, really quickly? I can't hide the fact I have a vagina anymore. I'm a woman. I don't want to be a woman. I want to be Theodore. My real name is Tedalina.
Tedalina?
Yes,
Not even
Tedalina
a
from
name.
Schenectady.
Ugly name.
It certainly is, Samuel. I want my breasts taken off.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm tired of this ugly, gaping wound between my legs. I don't want children. I want to have a big penis to wave at people, like my friend Mr. Sandusky. Ted's Genital Emporium.
And you saw the show. That's a woman?
Yeah, that's a.
Is that
a
how
chick.
far into the process is that a woman?
That is total woman that has just been taking male hormones for the facial hair and whatnot that it's
titties.
got. But she has huge tits that she has to bind down when she puts on clothes.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's a woman trying to be a guy.
Right.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
That's
Holy
like Chaz.
fuck.
Yeah.
I think that's a much easier transformation to make.
Woman to guy?
Yeah, because except for the genitals.
Except for the genitalia. Yes, because the women, they're able to, fashion a vagina out of a penis.
Why don't they have a shot of her when she was total woman?
They do.
Did we see it already?
No, they get to that.
Oh, okay. You scared me.
They get to that.
risks prevent him from feeling as masculine as he wants.
Where's the tranny locker room?
Ted's hoping to get surgery to reconstruct his chest, but doesn't have enough money to pay for it. Will he summon up the courage to ask his family for help?
You're not gonna die if you don't get this surgery.
Even though they're not fully supportive.
I don't want a son.
They're willing to change their bodies
My parents
drastically
said the same thing.
in order to reflect their...
That sucks. You got a parent like that. That sucks.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
They had a daughter and want to keep a daughter.
Yeah, it's got to be
But
weird
the
for
daughter
parents.
never thought she was a daughter. I get that part of it, I guess.
Yeah, but, you know, raising it as a little kid, you're raising it as a daughter, and then all of a sudden, whoopsie.
I'm sure it's
That's what
confusing for
happens
them.
with The
but
Chaz.
But they're not getting their tits cut off.
We'll have to ask the Chaz Bono if we ever get Chaz Bono.
I think Chaz is coming in only a half hour late, and this is not a knock on Chaz at all. It's just amazing.
Right
to
now?
me. Shortly.
Mr. Stern just went to break.
It's amazing how we get shit from people.
Mr. Stern.
What?
Fucking.
You're a brown noser.
Gotta be a little respectful of people. I don't know the guy.
I don't know the guy. Okay.
So Chaz should be in here any minute.
Yeah, we could ask Chaz some of these questions about, you know, parents and how they feel about
titties,
things like
I'm
that.
gonna ask a whole bunch of good motherfucking questions.
Is you? Is you
Yeah.
is?
So where you from?
Is you is or is you ain't?
Is that Chaz?
No. Everybody, it's every guy that comes walking down the hall now. Are
Those
just
are
like,
the out cue guys.
Is that Chaz?
You sure the one on the left isn't Chaz?
Chaz Bono.
Hi,
Yeah.
Dick.
Who your favorite team? I'm gonna ask a whole bunch of questions.
Who your favorite team?
That's a good question.
I'm gonna ask a whole bunch of motherfucking questions.
Let's just ask her
How
about
tall are you,
football.
motherfucker?
Let's ask her if she saw the big game last night. The big game. Packers 9-0, by the way. Just to get all that info out. Destroy the Vikings 45-7.
Well, the Minvike are probably not doing what they thought.
It's not catching
Is that
on.
Chaz?
No.
Who's that, Sam? Is that Chaz?
No, that's one of the engineers.
Oh, fuck. I thought it was Chaz. By the way, Kat Von D claims Jesse James cheated on her with 19 women.
Whoa. Remember when Jesse James was in here?
One
and
for
was
each
talking-
hijacker.
I was talking about, you know, this was the love of his life.
Yeah,
and he was
yeah.
in love, and
See, because
everything
he
was
would have
different.
cheated with 30 women.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
That's how much he loves her.
He's the Sandra Bullock guy.
He was in love.
He was in love. He told us
just
how much he was in
loves
love.
Fucking. This was different. He needs to get that dick wet, I
He
guess.
loves fucking.
Actually, I think you guys are behind because I think she tweeted that it's up to 20. Or she's Facebooking it's up to 20.
Yesterday she Facebooked 19, so maybe she Facebooked again.
Why does she care?
Kat Von D?
What
Because
is
she
it?
had her heart broken.
She seems to be the problem, Sam.
You think so?
She's had a lot of guys since I've been watching that tattoo show.
Yeah, so
true.
lighten up, Francis.
And it's not like she wants to date a lot. It seems like she's trying to find the love, but she's what happened to Nikki Sixx?
Well, you know what?
What happened to the guy before Nikki Sixx?
She always goes after the bad boy, and I tell her it's not good for you. You understand.
I am the bad boy, though. That's how
know
I
you
understand.
are.
I understand that side of it.
Sometimes I'm a bad boy, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I remember that guy.
Sometimes I'm a bad boy, yeah. Is he still hanging with Jaja?
Yeah.
He's the bad boy guy.
Yeah, what's
Jaja's gonna be.
he has
dead
a little more
really
room on the
How
bed.
is Jaja still alive?
No, every other week she's rushed to the hospital bleeding.
Missing
Cutting
didn't
a
she,
piece
didn't
off
she
of
lose
her?
her leg?
Yes.
That's why my joke should have worked. Where I said she had a little more room on the bed. I didn't expect it. I can't believe I got
nice.
a total zero on that.
No, we're just
we
all
just
looking
didn't
down the hall
understand
for
it.
Chuck.
Chaz.
I mean.
It said on her Wikipedia that she changed her last name from Son to Salvatore.
That's middle name.
What'd I say?
Last name.
I meant middle name.
Thank God I read that already. I'm surprised it's not on the prep sheet.
What?
Chaz is the
was
the
Chastity's
daughter of Bill and
son,
Clinton,
Bono?
Chelsea Clinton.
Those hippies
Chastity's-
named her that?
And she says on her Wikipedia she's now Chaz Salvatore.
Where's the one sheet?
Oh,
on
my
chips?
mother makes a Chaz Salvatore. You got it. It melts in your mouth.
Thanks.
The Zuccotti situation is still
Oh,
developing.
Zuccotti, what's up?
Protesters definitely allowed back. Now we're just wondering if it's.
Well, they said they'd be allowed back.
Now we're wondering if they're going to be allowed tents.
No.
That's key to this whole thing. If they're not allowed
No.
tents,
I
they're
gotta
in
piss
deep
again,
trouble.
dude.
No
I'm sorry I'm
tents.
pissing so much. I literally
What
have to go.
happened?
I can't stop
What
pissing.
happened?
Do
you have a yeast infection?
No,
Is it a
but
yeast infection?
too much coffee. I gotta run.
They are not going to let them bring those tents back. No fucking way.
Want to have a friendly bet?
Yeah.
I agree with you.
$8 million.
This is the most friendly bet of all time.
Just I agree.
We both win.
That is a friendly bet.
But, I mean, that could be a bet, too, that you both agree.
Yeah.
We're in bet mode, but then we both decided to take the same answer.
All right, I'm going to bet, though, that you're agreeing is wrong.
Oh, I think they're going to allow tents in some bizarre fucking civil rights.
There is
a
court order.
I'm going
telling the
tents,
city-
and fuck it.
Nah.
Tents.
I'm saying no tents.
Didn't they throw all their shit in the garbage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Ah,
what are they getting court orders
these
for?
bums have a way of getting new shit.
We already threw all your shit out.
We threw your shit out.
All right, you can have it back. It's in the garbage.
Yeah, go ahead, garbage picker.
Exactly.
Hey, is Gary here today?
No.
Really? Why are you laughing?
Yes, you knew that, and you asked me anyway.
Is he
fucking sway.
Is he working from home?
Yeah, Travis told you off the air that that was what was happening,
See?
and you asked me on the air.
What? He's working from home?
I want to work from home.
How do you do that? I want it too.
We want to work from home, Sam.
I mean, I would assume that would.
What does that entail?
I
by
got
the way?
microphones and a fucking.
If we could set
type
up,
in an ISDN.
What does that
something.
entail? Learning what's on the channel you're supposed to be supervising.
You do have more
I
time
haven't
to
forgotten.
listen.
What?
You do have more time to listen, I would think, when you're working from home. Commute time is cut down drastically.
Yeah. And you know what I would do? I would do it from the basement, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then if they wanted to have a video meeting with me, I'd just have a cardboard cutout of me made up, and like program in just a second of static.
Yeah.
And then I put it in front, even though digital doesn't static. But I would do that, and then I put that in front, and then just go back to bed.
Right.
And they would be talking. Anthony, that's a good idea. Ooh.
You could have a
Oh,
little
look, Anthony's
keyboard
at least staying awake.
with your sound effects.
Oh, I'll
like
just have
Ferris
sound
Bueller.
effects and me talking.
Yeah.
Like I'll have the microphone right in front of my mouth so you can't see that I'm not moving my mouth.
Right.
I'll just be staring and going, yeah.
That's a terrific idea.
I'll buy that baby. Whose baby is that?
You could have your arms connected to strings and somebody while you're napping just pulling the strings so your arms are moving.
Pull the strings.
I asked Kenny
Yeah.
to close the curtains. Just I don't want anybody looking in and signaling us. Because nobody signals anybody other, and they shouldn't signal other shows.
Is she on the way?
Yeah, I just saw him walking in the men's room.
What?
That's yeah.
It's gotten to that point?
He's legally a man, yeah, of course.
Oh, boy.
Legally considered a man.
Not if you have to sit down to pee.
Mars doesn't sit down to pee.
This
He wouldn't
is-
like that.
No.
Oh, that's
Mars,
right.
Remember, Mars shits.
Mars?
And then after he's done shitting, he stands up and walks to the urinal.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he
I swear to
does.
God he does. Because he says he won't piss like a bitch.
Right. Mars and Chaz.
You think Chaz stands up in the urinal?
No, I just saw. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what Chaz was doing.
Maybe dropping a deuce.
What does it look like?
Chaz just looks like Chaz.
It's a
No, but I mean, does it look, she look manly?
More, yeah.
It's a bro.
Beard?
I didn't really look, so I was at the urinal, but
Joe? Oh, we lost Joe. Joe's
That must
kid.
be a little
Sorry.
envy at the urinal, right? Like seeing guys
Well,
standing up peeing and
I don't
having
think she wants one.
having to hit the stall, though. Yeah, but if you want to be a guy,
Yeah.
that's got to be a little awkward to
Yeah,
watch guys like and be like, that must be so cool to stand at the urinal.
When you just stand there anyway and just hope you can aim properly?
Aiming a vagina is very difficult. It's like aiming a rocket without fins.
Jess always tells me she's envious that she can't write her name in the snow and urine.
She can if she could do like that Russian dance while she's peeing. She
Could you
just spell out your name.
Are you taking requests today?
Could be.
Could you do your sound effect of a girl peeing?
Oh yeah, I love how a girl sound when they pee. Because guys, it's more of that elevated stream thing. Girls have this weird aeration thing that echoes in the toilet when they're sitting down, and it sounds like.
What is that?
It's weird. Guys, it's just like you're holding a stream, like pouring it out of a pitcher or something in the bowl.
sure.
It's that bubbly kind of sound.
Right.
Girls, though. And then they wipe their little pussies. They wipe their pussies. Oh, hi. I'm kidding. I hope that. Give me fair warning there, Sam.
Sam?
What's up, Sam?
Why are you smiling? Oh, fuck.
What's the problem now?
Because Kenny's out there going, she must be dropping a deuce. And then Spencer goes, he's coming. And Kenny goes, she.
Oh, God.
I go, Kenny, what are you doing?
Oh,
See, I'm just making dumb jokes. Kenny really believes that.
we're going to get...
Yeah, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, Chaz Bono entering the studio. Wow, she looks great. Oh.
Hey. We're on. We'd like doing it this way.
Right, cool.
Yeah. How
Hey,
you doing?
Chaz.
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Sorry, the chair. We had a chair break yesterday, so that's a new replacement.
Okay.
Yeah, that guy was sitting in it. No, I'm teasing, of course.
Thanks.
So, Chaz, you got a show on OWN?
Yes, I do.
Is it a documentary?
Yeah, it's kind of like a follow-up special to my original documentary.
All right, so it takes up where about?
Right before Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, cool.
I thought it was a reality show. They should, because OWN won't release the whole show. They have clips of it that you can download. So I watched probably 10 minutes total, like a minute from each part of the show. It was great. I thought it was an actual, like a running series.
No, it's not.
Your girlfriend is, it's funny, you address a lot of stuff in these little clips. The fact that, she's a drinker or an ex-drinker. Has that like been a big problem in the relationship?
It's been a challenge, yeah. It's been, when we met, we were both sober, and I have stayed that way, and she's gone back and forth, which is, just tough.
That'd be tough, yeah.
Did you used to drink and stopped?
I wasn't never much of a drinker. I was a drug addict. So, yeah, I did.
What was your poison?
Prescription opiates, but at the end it ended up being OxyContin.
I never did OxyContin. I quit long before OxyContin was around. It sounds like it was a fun drug.
Sounds like a good one.
It's not like a party drug, It was more of like, be depressed in your house and smoke a lot drug.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How does it make you feel compared to like alcohol or drugs or like pot, let's say?
Well, it's not at all like pot. I mean, I was never much of a pot smoker. I did a little in high school. Kind of made me paranoid. No, I mean, it's more like Vicodin or Perkin. It's a painkiller.
Doesn't Vicodin make you not be able to shit? Like, I never did Vicodin either. It does, right?
Yeah,
Backs you up a little
does.
bit.
All of them do.
Wow.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound fun now. So you're sitting around depressed in your house and you're constipated.
Exactly.
That sounds horrible.
It wasn't fun. It's not fun. It's a life is too painful to deal with kind of drug. It's not like a let's go, get crazy.
Now, growing up with parents that were obviously kind of the hippie mentality from the 60s and stuff, did that help with getting you into drugs?
No, not at all.
Really?
No. I mean, both of my parents, there was no drugs or alcohol really in the house. I mean, both of them, especially with alcohol, are just total lightweights. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. So, and my mom, she's so sensitive to everything. She doesn't take anything. So no. I had a chronic pain issue, and so and then I lost, when I was in my early 20s, I lost my girlfriend to cancer. And I think those two things, plus it runs all through both sides of my family.
Wow, really? Yeah.
We're like just kind of the perfect storm.
Oof.
You're like, people talk about passable and not passable. Like if I didn't know, I would never know that you had made a transformation. I mean, visually, you just and listening, it's like
I'm sitting here just amazed.
Yeah,
I'm so confused by this whole thing. I'm not gonna. I really am though. I mean, I want to learn about it, I guess, because I'm blown away.
Your girlfriend, because is your girlfriend like is in a lesbian relationship, and then all of a sudden you make this big transformation. How does that get sold?
My girlfriend is bisexual, so she had been with men and women.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I mean, it worked out pretty good. I mean, it's still, there's a huge difference between, even though before I wasn't, feminine in any way, there's still a difference between having estrogen in your system and then testosterone. And so, I'm definitely, in certain ways, probably more challenging now.
Yeah.
Is your temper worse?
I don't have much of a temper now, but I had no temper before. So I guess in that sense it is.
Welcome to manhood.
Yeah.
It's a bitch. That's now. When did you decide that you were going to? Because it's a pretty extreme decision to make.
Yeah.
When did you decide that you'd had it being a girl?
It took me about 8 or 9 years, of really, I mean, I knew it was the right thing for me to do. But,
what years were they, kind of?
Awesome, thank you. I've probably started to figure it out 30, 31, and I transitioned at 40. So,
okay.
I knew it was the right thing for me to do. I was terrified of just rejection on every level, and of knowing that there would be no way I could do it privately. And so the idea of having to transition in front of the world was just so scary. So
now, how do you think about how it went in hindsight now?
I think it went as good as I could have hoped.
I think so, yeah.
But I really got to a place, and again, it took a long time, where I was comfortable enough with it that I knew that it would be okay. I mean, I really did. I kind of got to a place where I was like, all right, this is what it's supposed to be, and no matter what, I'm going to be okay. And I knew that if it was bad, it would blow over. There's always your story until the next big story comes along.
It's got to be odd because, it's got to be rough for anybody. But you being in the public eye in your childhood and then growing up, that's kind of a double-edged sword too. Because now it's not just your friends and family that you're, looking for acceptance from. But it's the world now looking in and going, what the heck's going on there?
Right, that's what
Did I just say, what the heck?
Yeah, well, it's family-friendly radio, and
what an asshole I am.
Oh, shucks, Chaz.
That's what it was. I mean, it was like, it's hard enough to do this, and for people, and you risk, you do. I mean, I was so lucky I didn't lose anybody from my life, but a lot of trans people transition and lose everybody. So
was your mom have a hard? Because I know I've heard that your mom, when you came out, had a hard time with it. Had she adjusted to that by the time you said, "Look, I'm going to do this," or was it really hard?
She was totally comfortable with that. Then this was a little tough.
What was her reaction when you told her?
When I first told her, actually, I told her about 6 or 7 months before I started. And she was really cool about it. And it wasn't the first time we talked about it. She knew that it was something that I was struggling with and thinking about. And, at one point I was going to do it earlier, and then I kind of chickened out again. And so she was really supportive. And then I think once it actually started happening, she just experienced feelings that she probably, didn't know would happen until it started. And I think it was hard.
Which were what? Because I don't know anyone's.
I think it's like a kind of almost for parents a grieving process. I mean, it's a weird thing because it's a part of you is gone. Whatever small female part of me that there was doesn't exist anymore.
That girl that she knew and raised isn't around anymore.
And and that girl in her mind was a lot bigger than it was in reality.
Right.
I mean, I think that there were probably expectations that she had about her little girl before I was even born.
Yeah.
So.
And this probably wasn't it.
And this wasn't it. Yeah. So I think that was kind of what happened, and I know she was scared at first. Like we didn't she couldn't handle it for a while, and she was like, I need some time.
Wow. Yeah.
And so I was like, fine, and gave that to her. And when we I know that when we finally saw each other, she was nervous that she wouldn't recognize me or it would be different. And so it's a strange thing because I'm the same, but not really.
Right. I mean, you're still the same person.
Right.
To talk to, and you could discuss things that had happened. It's not like your mind stopped when you did that. Now this obviously has to be hypothetical, but how do you think your dad would have reacted to this?
I really don't know 100%. I mean, I think that I don't know. I mean, I think that it eventually would have been okay. I don't know what he would have initially thought. It's interesting. I mean, growing up,
could have helped you grow a mustache.
Yeah, which I still can't grow.
He had a good one.
Oh, he had a phenomenal mustache.
Yeah. When I was a kid, he was so cool with me, and so my mom had a really hard time with how masculine I was, and he was great about it.
Even as a very young kid.
Yeah, as a very young kid.
Because you looked very girly when they used to bring you out on the nitty gritty hour.
Yeah.
At the end.
So I'm talking probably about 5 or 6 on.
Wow.
Is when I was first really have memory and knew that I was really different, and he totally accepted me, and for my mom it was it was always a battle between us of, what am I going to wear, and why don't I have more friends that are girls, and all those kinds of things.
Do you think because she's Cher and because she's this amazing, a diva?
Cher's her mother?
What's that?
Oh, sorry.
Cher, Cher is Cher. And do you think there was a part of her that looked and said, wow, I want my daughter to have an image like this because it's a reflection of... Do you think there was any an embarrassment or an odd feeling?
No, I don't think it was because of who she is. I think it's just as a mother. And especially, we didn't know about any of this stuff in the 70s when I was growing up, you know. I didn't know that people could even transition, and I never heard about being transgender, and so it wasn't dealt with. I mean, if I was that age now, there's so many more resources, and you'd hope that a parent would would seek out some help and guidance. But at that time, no.
And you still, it's interesting to me because when you go from male to female, the sexual reassignment, they change your penis into a vagina. You didn't get. It's harder, it seems, to make a vagina into a penis.
It is. It's harder.
And so you just decided not to go with that at all.
No, I haven't done it yet. It's something that I'll probably do. It's something that I had to research a lot because there's a lot of different ways of doing it, and there's pros and cons to each of them, and so you really kind of need to know. What are the priorities for you?
So you're not holding out to have children, or you don't want to be too?
Oh, I don't have. I have a full hysterectomy.
Oh, okay.
So absolutely no. I do not. I am not ever having children.
Wow, you really are like most men.
Yeah. No. I don't. I mean, that's definitely not my experience. I mean, I know that there's been transgender guys who have done that, but to me, that's not an experience I'd want to have.
No, me neither.
Has your thinking changed?
Since
going through this process?
A little bit. I mean, it's subtle, but I think it's probably more the way that I express myself than my actual thought process. But I.
So you now like football or any of that? You know what I mean?
I liked football before.
You always did.
So yeah, I always liked football. And I was always attracted to male things. I mean, from being a little kid and only having boys' toys all the way to now being an adult. So my tastes didn't really change for the most part.
No, it's just
but I think like the way that I express myself might have changed a little bit, and definitely the way I feel things.
And that doesn't confuse your girlfriend?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's it is. It's hard. It's hard on a.
She must really love you.
Yeah. I mean, but on the other hand, there's been so many improvements in me because I was really, life was really challenging before, and I really wasn't fully present, and there was kind of a sadness in me all the time, and so I think I'm probably. A lot more fun to be around now because I feel so much better.
It's about feeling comfortable too, and that's what I was going to ask you. What part? Because you still have a vagina, but you did have your breasts taken off, and you got the testosterone. What part of that process did you finally go like, wow, this is my body, this is the body I want? Like, what part did you start cross that comfortable line?
Probably the top surgery completed it. I mean, the testosterone was great, and then when I had the top surgery, and
that's when you say top.
Okay. It's it just all fit into place, and my body, the testosterone really makes it start to change, and so when I was looking in the mirror, I just, I saw something reflected that I related to for the first time.
Wow.
Were you afraid that you would have to cross that point of no return and then go, oh my God, this isn't what I wanted?
No.
You had no fear of that?
I really didn't. I mean, it took so long to get here. I knew it was, the issue. What I think surprised me more than anything was how many issues it fixed and how much easier. I mean, life became easier than I ever thought life could be, and I became comfortable in a way that I didn't know was possible until I had something else to compare it with.
See, it's different than being just gay, like being a lesbian or being a homosexual. It's like there is a difference between
they're completely different.
Feeling like you're in the wrong.
Yeah.
Well, there's obviously it's biological. I mean,
I mean, gender identity is how you feel, and I think because there are so few transgender people in the world, people just assume that if they're a physical sex and they feel like that sex, everybody does. But there's really two components to gender. There's your sex and your gender identity, which is how you feel internally. And for most people, it's the same, but for transgender people, it isn't. And so it's just trying to match up, your physical body with how you feel.
How have you felt like, because I despise when religious people pipe up about stuff like this, and have you found more comfort from them than you thought, or have they just been as kind of atrocious as we'd expect them to be?
I've gotten, I do have gotten, some tweets from people like, how dare you change, how God made you, whatever. But it doesn't bother me that much. I mean, I have just a different view on it, and I actually feel that, the way, how the parents that I was born into, being put on television when I was a little kid, and then having the opportunity to do this publicly. I mean, I think I was here kind of for a mission to open people's eyes up about this, and so I don't feel like God made any mistake. I think I came down with a way to open people's minds about something.
It has brought it to the forefront. You must be getting some kudos from other people. I think it has helped other people a lot because now there's a reference point, and so I've heard from a lot of trans people that they've reconnected with families because of me. They're being treated better at work. I've had parents tell me that their kid is being treated better at school because it's just, I feel like people are starting to gain just a little bit more understanding of this issue that for the most part really freaks people out and scares people. Yeah, because at first it was kind of like, what? Wait, Chastity Bono is doing what?
Right.
And then it just became something like, we see on TV and, the people, obviously the gossip crap and stuff, but it just became something like, oh, yeah.
Right.
It's not a big deal.
How did you get outed, too? Because, like you said, the gossip crap. You were outed, I think, by the tabloids?
I was outed originally, like in 1990 by the Star.
How did they find out? Was it something they saw or heard?
I think I was probably had gone to some lesbian bars or, and I had a girlfriend at the time, and, so probably just people, and people, somebody called, somebody dropped a dime, and, yeah.
Wow. What is the issue with the prenup, too? Because in this, in the show, which, by the way, I wish I had seen more of it. It's really fascinating. It's called Being Chaz. It's the follow-up from Becoming Chaz, and it's this Sunday. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Sunday the 27th.
Yeah.
At 9 o'clock. It's on OWN, so just find it on your local provider, and it's at Chaz Bono is the Twitter name. And there's an issue where you're arguing with your girlfriend.
Right, we were arguing about the issue was, and it's kind of was probably a little bit stupid on my point, but we talked about at the beginning this idea of one of the sticking points in our relationship has been that she's relapsed several times, and I kind of hit a wall with that and just realized that I didn't have another one in me, and so to try to still be able to get married but not be financially penalized if she started drinking again and I wanted,
right,
to leave, I wanted something written into the prenup, and you can't really protect yourself in that way. So we just put all of that on hold for now.
She was refusing, and it was weird because there's a scene in the show where she's crying, worrying about you being killed.
Right.
For when you're going on Dance with the Stars because of this psychotic hatred of this. Was she drinking in that scene? It seemed like she might have had a few.
I don't think so.
That seemed like a drunk cry. That's like
it seemed like I mean, I never fully know because you can't really ever know. But no, according to Jen, she hasn't had a drink in a long time. But I think she was just really stressed out by that point, and it just really freaked her out.
Has sex changed at all? Like from your point of view or from hers, like the actual what you would do or how you would approach it?
I think only in that I'm probably a little more comfortable also sexually too. I'm just physically, everything having to do with my body, I'm more comfortable. And more present.
Yeah, so naturally you'd be more comfortable mentally.
Exactly.
As a guy, how do you get around not having a penis, though?
You just get around it. I mean, it's not the ideal. I would rather have a penis, but,
So would Jimmy.
Yeah. Well, some of us have funded a lot of transgendered friends.
Yeah.
Ways through college on the other side.
You just deal.
Do you? Yeah. But if you have a penis made, can you? Does it still feel like? Can you come from just having sex?
There's a few different options. Like I was saying, there's lots of different options, and the one that if I do it, will probably do is called a metoidioplasty, and basically they use kind of what you already have, because testosterone makes your clitoris grow significantly, and it really starts to work like a penis in the fact that it gets erect when you get aroused, and so it becomes almost like a little penis. So they use that, and you make essentially a small penis out of it.
How big can you get it?
That really depends on biology and all of that kind of stuff. I mean, everything with testosterone, how it affects you is all genetic.
Is that why female bodybuilders? Because I love large clits on women. I think it's really sexy. I don't like them to have a penis, but I like a big clit. And female bodybuilders have great clits
because they're on testosterone.
That's why.
Yeah. But that's a good question. How big in general? Is there like
3 inches, or can you go up to it? Can you?
Yeah. Is there a limit to it?
Is there a limit?
There's got to be a range at least.
Yeah. I mean, there probably is. Probably about 3-4 inches, probably tops. And so that that would probably be the option that I'll go with, because even though you end up with something smaller, it's it's totally you feel everything, and
you don't have to use pumps.
You don't have
to
use a pump exactly. Right. Or anything like that, and they can make it so that you can urinate through it standing up. And
that's fucked up. You came into the restroom and I did, and I didn't want to go, "Hi, Chaz," because I was pissing. But is it something when you walk into like a male restroom, you're like, I would love to just be able to do that? Like seriously, it's a very guy-oriented thing.
Right. Yeah, I think so. But I mean, I'm pretty comfortable at this point. At first when I started going into the men's room, I was a little nervous, and then until I realized that men aren't even aware of other guys doing anything.
Right. No.
So it's like I felt like, oh my God, they're going to be like, he's sitting and he's not taking a shit. What's going on? And then I realized guys don't give a shit.
Yeah, there's no cameras.
Yeah, there's nothing. So, but yeah, I mean, it would nice, just from a practical point of view, because lots of men's rooms are quite disgusting.
Yeah,
true. It would be nice to not have to sit down and be able to be standing up.
Yeah.
Dancing with the Stars, do you think they treated you fairly?
Yeah, I think for the most part. I mean, I felt like I got underscored a little bit compared to some of the other people, but
do you think maybe they didn't want you to be the winner? Like maybe there's an underlying unspoken?
Well, no, I don't think I could have ever. I mean, there are people that are better dancers. So if I wanted to go as far as I could go, but I mean, I think if I had won the whole thing, I would have been like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Guys, come on, there's better dancers.
You had a good run.
So.
You were good, though.
Yeah, I had
a good run, man.
Once in a while, there was one thing you did, like you did a good dance, and then there was one thing you did that was like, it was like, because you danced very masculine, and there was one thing you did that was very girly. I forget what
walking
movie.
Walking out.
There was
walking out. You still got to work on that a little bit, Chaz.
Where you're like, oh my God, that was like...
little bit of girl came out.
Yeah, a little bit came out.
On walking down the steps?
Yeah.
The walking down the steps is hard because you don't have any railing. The girl does on the other side, has the rail.
Yeah.
And there's a camera that you're supposed to be looking at, but you don't want to fall. And people have fallen before. And then my knee got injured, and so walking up steps wasn't so bad. Walking down steps was excruciating.
Yeah.
So now I'm like walking down the steps trying not to fall, trying not to show that I'm in pain. So yeah, I'm sure it's probably not my greatest moments.
What's the hardest part to shred of being a female into a male? The hardest habit to shred, or the hardest behavior, or the hardest mannerism?
I don't think I had a lot of female behaviors beforehand. That's
Okay.
The thing. I mean, I felt internally male beforehand.
What you just did, by the way, people can't see, but as you're talking, you kind of grabbed your face and like you're rubbing your chin like that's an absolute guy thing to do. Women don't do that.
So
Play with his beard.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think like anything like that really changed. I think maybe the only difference between me and guys that were born male, I think I have probably a slightly, no, I don't even want to say that. I was going to say a slightly better understanding of women, but really I don't understand them any better.
Do you find them more irritating now than you did before?
I can, everything is slightly more irritating than it was before. So,
yep.
But I think I might have a little bit more respect for women. And I root for women a lot, probably than the average guy, just because I know how hard it is.
Did you go through some of the things normal adolescent girls go through? The first period. Did you have sex with a man at some point in your life?
One time I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Guess that didn't work
was
out.
Was it terrible?
Well.
Did you puke afterwards?
No, it was just. Didn't just feel right.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's like if a guy blew you, and you
No,
close
I'd
your
take
eyes.
it.
Right, it's still a blowjob.
Chaz, if you only knew who you were talking to. Preaching to the choir.
Yeah, but so it just didn't, it just didn't feel.
Didn't feel
All
right,
the same if they close their eyes.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised. I was surprised at how actually right it did feel. Like, well, I guess the wig works. Here's your money. And the show, because Chaz has to go, is called Being Chaz, and I really was annoyed I couldn't watch the whole thing. I'm going to watch it when it's on November 27th. I know, but I like to know before. Just so I can feel like I'm in the know and feel important. And Chaz Bono on Twitter. But I knew you'd be a fun interview. And
Chaz, you're great, man.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, it really is an interesting.
Very confused by this all.
You're just.
No, I'm trying to.
You're like,
I'm just trying to learn. I don't. It's very confusing. Like, do you consider yourself a straight man now?
I do. Yeah.
But you used to consider yourself a lesbian.
Yeah, but I was mistaken.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm trying to wrap my head around that.
Because
I
knew about gay and lesbian people growing up, I didn't know about transgender people. And when I hit puberty, I was like, oh, I find women attractive. And so I thought, okay, that must be what this feeling different is. And then it took me many years. But, the best way to understand it is to just try to imagine how you would feel if tomorrow you woke up feeling exactly like you do, but in a female body. How insane that would be. And what it would feel like to have everybody around you treating you like a woman, but you know that you're a guy inside.
I'd be in bed for a while,
toying
with myself.
That's what being transgender
I would just
is.
hide.
I'd be diddling myself.
That's how I feel when I'm shirtless in the mirror. Fucking.
Could you give Jimmy your doctor's name?
I'm really wrapped in fucking body self-hatred.
All right, I got one more bizarre question. So you are a straight guy now, right?
Yeah.
But you got a vagina.
I do.
Does that like turn you on now?
Not at all.
Well, because I know it's yours, but
Yeah, it's mine. No.
But that's the part we're all in search of, and you got it on your own body.
Yeah, no, because I really don't want it on my. I mean, I really want to have a penis, and it's something that I will do. It's just a really serious surgery, and you're fucking around with your where you get sexual pleasure, so you want to really make sure that it's done right.
Tread lightly.
Yeah.
Last question I have: are your orgasms any different now than they were feeling-wise?
They feel a little bit more intense now.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you find now that you just want to get up and leave as soon as you're finished?
I do actually.
Completely, you're a guy.
Schmuddle.
Yeah, and my girlfriend loves to cuddle, so it's
yeah. You're gonna find that more and more irritating. Well, Chaz, it was great.
Man.
I mean, you're really open.
Sure.
And really interesting, and I wish you a lot of luck.
Yeah, fascinating. Great interview.
Yeah,
man.
watch the show, Being Chaz, Sunday the 27th at 9 o'clock. If you can't watch it, make sure you DVR it, because it looks really great from what I saw.
Absolutely.
And we're done?
I think we're done.
Got something to plug?
Oh, God, yeah, one quick plug. This weekend I'm in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and then January 15th, you can see myself, Artie Lang, Doug Stanhope and David Tell at the Borgata Event Center. The first show is sold out. The Sunday show tickets, I think, are still available for. It's the night before Martin Luther King's birthday.
Very good.
So come to the Borgata and see us. Thanks,
Jimmy. See you guys tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Chaz.
Bye. Thanks.
Opie and Anthony have left the building.